Okay, it's been a while, but here we are again, the Chillcast of all things.
It's been a very long time.
It's been so long that the current stream information is probably incorrect. Definitely says PlayStation 4 Horde mode. Yeah, no, sure. I knew I was forgetting something. Chillcast itself, but it's been a while. So long, in fact, that it's me, VTR Comics, and let's have everyone else introduce themselves.
Yes. So my name is Anadil. I've been in this chill podcast multiple times. Not a lot, but a few here and there.
Yeah, you were on the Broly one.
Yes, I was on the Broly one where he was
really decent.
still talking.
Hey, man.
And me, Dan the Man, the always mofo here.
Yeah, Danny. Let's see here. So, normally we would go over recently transpired events, but since it's been a year, once again, since the previous episode, we may as well just freeball it, talk about anything. This is just supposed to be a nice and, chill podcast.
Puns.
The puns.
Okay. So, I guess I can get my personal stuff out of the way. COVID sucks. It's not very fun to catch. It went from my throat to my sinuses, almost got to my brain or some shit. Had like a hangover yesterday. But, feel like I'm actually decent now.
You good now or not?
Shit, I'm feeling better than not, If you pit the two emotions against each other, positive, negative, I'm relatively positive.
At least you're doing good. Or else, without a host, this shit will be cancelled.
Honestly. Let's see that we got
So anyway,
up in here. How's our audio?
Should be good normally.
All right, cool.
So, what topic are we talking, or are we just going to come out of the fly?
There's a lot of stuff that we can discuss. One of the things that was kind of tossed around was the fact that Monster Hunter has its expansion, Sunbreak. It's been out for like a month and some change. And needless to say, Monster Hunter Rise has become one of my favorite games. It's literally up there with Doom Eternal because it matches its mechanical fortitude. It matches the fun mechanics with the challenge to actually use them. I mean, like, both games, I would say, can have their hardest challenges right now completed without being a best gamer in the world or anything, I'd say that they're like on par with Bloodborne. And it's not like it's easy, but you can formulate strategies. You can make alternate gameplay styles to pass things that are pretty difficult. And that's fun. That's player freedom. And Monster Hunter Sunbreak in particular is going to be getting new content. They today actually just announced not only reconfirming the previously announced subspecies or the rare species, I actually don't even fucking know, but they reconfirmed some new monsters that are going to be coming through in a free title update. Lucent Nargacuga, an invisible panther that spreads poison needles around, that is based off of the Nargacuga, which is a bat-like panther that has the same needle ability but no poison, and Seething Basil Geese, which is like if a B2 bomber if a B2 bomber was a Dragon Ball monster, not like a warrior, but like it's just a fucking real angry dinosaur that's a B2 bomber. That's the best I can describe it. And we're also going to be getting Gold Rathian and Silver Rathalos. Those I wasn't excited when I first saw the announcement. I was just like, oh, okay. Metal Wraths, they're in every game. Alright, fine. And then I saw their blue fire and I was like, oh. So they're a little bit different. They're actually unique. So I'm excited to see that.
Just so you guys know, I don't know anything about Monster Hunter, so all these names that you're referring to, I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, no. The Nargacuga, I think, is like the most unique out of the three. The others you could
Wait,
just
how
describe
do you
as
spell it? Nagakuga?
Nargacuga. It's like
Nagakuga. Wait, how many the images?
it's pretty phonetic. Yeah, you know what? I may as well pass an image down to you, but that's happening,
looks-
and this update is dropping tomorrow, so I'm
It
excited.
looks like a hyper-realistic Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
An overly detailed Toothless. Yeah, that's one way to describe it. Basil Geese is like, imagine if you wanted to spell Beetlejuice without it being spelled like Beetlejuice, but it was Basil.
Beetlejuice. Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos. Born in 1984. Something else.
Imagine Jeff
entrepreneur.
Bezos is a Monster Hunter monster. With a
Shit.
fucking giant bald head in the game. Could be a fun mod Modders.
I feel like he would be a great Kulu Yaku. He digs up in the ground, gets an Amazon package. That's one for the fucking fans. This is one bird monster that wingless-ish. It's kind of wingless, but it digs in the ground and it picks up rocks and eggs to attack you with. Well, actually, it usually is like a scavenger that picks up eggs to eat. You know, cracks them on hard surfaces the way that a squirrel would. I don't know why I couldn't remember. I was just like, is it chipmunks or squirrels that, tend to... No, it's some kind of monkey that be breaking nuts on rocks. Maybe it's all of them. Hell if I know.
A chimp? I don't know.
Chimps don't eat nuts like that. I mean, they also use tools and
do.
definitely do that, but... I'm talking about this, like, small animal dedicated to just being like... So... But, beyond that, what about you guys? What do you guys say?
Big news. Finally, Fighters has Rollback. I've been dying. I've been begging my whole life.
Dragon Ball Fighters finally has
Jesus
Rollback.
Christ! Like, I'm gonna be honest. It's like the first fighting game that I actually took serious, because it's draggable and it's like very easy to get into. Like, okay, the tutorial is not amazing, Fighters. I'll admit it, because I have to watch YouTube tutorials to get the like hidden text, or like watch pros how to play it. The biggest problem I have with Fighters is online, 100% online. I don't have a problem with fighting against Android 21. I don't mind that. I don't or either the Fusion team or Z Broly. It's just the netcode was so bum.
Z Broly, honestly, while I definitely understand why he's super strong, like his tools and everything that he gets is just really good, I can't fucking wait to use that guy and put you into the ground.
I mean, if it has crossover in the next update,
I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna have crossplay.
Are we talking Fighter Z right now?
Yes, we are. Hello.
Hello, this is Joe. So wait, Broly's getting a new character?
No.
No, we were
it's
talking about
Rollback
the Rollback.
netcode, which basically improves the online connection a lot. Unfortunately, it's not going to be available on previous consoles, so Xbox One, PS4, they're missing out on this. No word on Switch, though. So is the Switch going to have Rollback before the PS4 does for Fighters? Really funny, given that Multiverse is going to have... No, already has Rollback implemented.
I mean, creators are starting to see like how important Rollback is in a fighting game, because like the fighting games are meant to be played online now, but not anymore, because like also like Tekken 7, like online is also shit. Like
Yeah,
it's like such a high. To this day, Tekken 7 is a very old game, eh? But to this day, it's still one of the most beautiful fighting games I've ever seen in 3D. But the online, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Like fighting against like Armor King, like at 3 bars is like nightmare fuel.
And like that's 3 bars. That's supposed to be a relatively okay connection.
But if you play like offline with Armor King, it becomes like very easy to block, because
it's
like
much
you can
more
literally
manageable.
like frame one block.
Yeah, the thing about these fighting games is that I believe that they're actually the only genre of video games that get determined by literal singular frames out of 60 in a second. They are the only ones that if you add or remove a single frame, that's legitimately huge. Like, and the reason for that is because most other games run off of like either some different system, like ticks in classic Doom and Team Fortress 2. They run off of ticks. And in Team Fortress it's server ticks, it's still online oriented, but you can have like a competitive Team Fortress match without it being just like super you can have varying connections to a degree, and there's still going to be an effect felt, but for the most part, you're going to have a solid match. Fighting games, everything gets fucked up. Because most of the time, it's based off of your reaction as to whether or not you've hit the opponent and what they're going to do to try and hit you. You have to react to... Now, you can try and predict, if they're trying to hit me with this, I can, try and back off, avoid it, whatnot. But for you to actually capitalize off of anything, you have to respond and react to what's happening. Because if you just go through the motions being like, that's unsafe, I can press these buttons now and get a full combo off. In bad connections, there's a very high chance that you're going to end up pressing the button, as far as the game is concerned, too late. And your combo is going to become like flubbed and buttons are going to overlap off of each other. And it's not like fighting games aren't the most precise, but they also are. Like, I think there are other games that have more precision required. Like, you need to press more inputs or have a more pixel perfect positioning or whatever. But as far as frames go, hey, good to see you, Oni. Honestly, this music is very nice, and Rollback is one of the best ways to revive interest and prolong the life of a fighting game nowadays. Yeah. Yeah.
But I have seen like on the update of the rollback that it says like you can switch from rollback to net delay, so you can choose if you don't want rollback.
Yeah. One of the only things about Rollback is that like it pretty much emulates offline play in my experience. Yeah. The only thing that I could say about it is in a bad connection, Rollback is like, it gets skippy. Like if you've ever seen one of those Call of Duty matches where like you suddenly skip forward and then like 8 things happen and then you're dead. That can sometimes happen, except it's way smoother on Rollback. Like something akin to that will happen, but it's simply much gentler. It's easier. There will be teleporting, snapping into place. But
I remember like with Skullgirls when your internet was either mine or your internet.
No, it was my laptop. Just couldn't handle it.
And it were literally teleporting in front of my face, so I have to literally guess.
Yeah, and I was just like, I mean, for my frame rate, it definitely looks bad. I'm playing at like 23 frames, but it's just like a low frame rate for me. But for you, it was just legit teleportation because I didn't have the
But I still managed to fight back, even though I have no idea what happened.
But yeah, that's the Dragon Ball FighterZ news. We talked about a lot of Monster Hunter. Well, what about anything else? What else we gotta say?
I will say I wonder like how Tekken 8 is gonna look, because like I've seen like the trailer or like the mini.
The teaser there.
Yeah, the teaser, that Kazuya's face.
Where he drops fucking Jin off the mountain. He did the smile, and then it was. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good way to say, hey, new Tekken.
Yeah. Then Harada with this, don't ask me for shit. Don't ask me for shit. Also, I love it when Harada was like hyped as well when Tekken 8 was announced. like when the announcer was like,
superhero thoughts. No, yeah. To be honest, I would personally. What do we think? Do we want to like think about Dragon Ball superhero? Do we want to talk about that? Because obviously,
superheroes.
Yeah,
you mean the
'cause
anime or the
the movie?
or
The movie that's not out in the West yet, but obviously everyone and their mother has seen the new bullshit. But just in case people haven't,
I have not seen the movie, so
you haven't seen the movie. Have you not seen the new bullshit either? Which I'm going to keep on calling it new bullshit, but basically spoilers and like end of the film stuff.
superheroes, right? The newest one.
Yeah. Super.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't not seen
Bleach
it.
coming
Because every
back.
time you say Dragon Ball superheroes, I'm always reminded of like
The Dragon Ball
Dragon
Heroes
Ball Hero.
garbage.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah. The
Super
one with the
Saiyan
golden
4
saber.
Broly versus Super Saiyan 4 Trunks and Gohan fused.
Yeah. But then every time you
Trohan,
say Dragon Ball,
Grunks.
every time you say Dragon Ball, every time you say Dragon Ball superheroes, I'm always reminded of that show, and not the
Yeah.
movie.
I also like how I made. No, well, I guess it's Gotenks for Goten, so Grunks and Trohan aren't even all that off.
How was the movie? Because like
I did not
can
watch
you
it
give me, like a
either.
non-spoiler movie or something.
I did not watch it
Anyone?
either. I only know the spoilers.
I know the spoilers too.
Yeah, I know. I already know that Gohan has like a new transformation. I've seen.
Hey,
it
whoa,
before.
spoiler alert. Nah.
I mean, is it really spoiler?
It is. I know, it's everywhere. It's in the marketing and stuff. I probably shouldn't do that with the fucking cabinet. That sounded terrible, I
Yeah.
imagine.
It's literally everywhere.
Especially since they spoiled the thing in the American trailer. Yeah.
Did they? Well,
Yep.
in that case, we may as well talk about the spoilers. You know, I haven't seen the movie. I don't think I give a fuck whether or not I've seen the movie. There's really zero context that can make me appreciate the visual design of the new forms that, and here we go. Spoiler breaching, it's actually diving in. Spoiler territory. If you don't want to know, and for some reason you're watching this, get the fuck out of here for like 10 minutes. Fucking Piccolo Orange and Beast Gohan are quite possibly some of the most boring and like bad forms I've ever seen. And that's insane.
The wild Super Saiyan 2 hairstyle. I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
It looks like
the
fan
Silver
art.
Super Saiyan. Yeah, it looks like
Beast
bad fan
Gohan.
art.
Yeah, Gohan Blanco is real, honestly though.
Yeah, the meme is
El Grande Prandere, you're down.
Yeah.
probably that's the reason, because the fucking people wanted Gohan Blanco, the fans.
Honestly, on the one end, you could say, oh, the white hair and the red eyes are a reference to the limited color run where Goku first turned Super Saiyan. But also, it looks like trash. Ugh.
Also, like the transformation with Piccolo, like with no wrinkles on his arm, I'm like, oh, very original.
I'm glad you feel the same way
Yeah.
about that.
yeah,
It's literally
he
a
just
loss
turns-
of detail.
he turns
just
to
lo-
pickle. He
It
turns
just
to
loses
pickle.
detail. It just loses detail. Wow.
It loses
And
detail,
gets a
it
little
loses a
bit-
piece of iconography, and for
And
me...
gets a little bit yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the whatever half-step form. For me, full Piccolo Orange, I literally told my friend, like this guy who knows, essentially he only knows very limited shit about Dragon Ball Z, let alone whatever the shit happens in Super, right? And I told this guy, okay, draw Griccolo. Whatever you think that is, I'm not going to tell you if it's a new character or what, just draw whatever you think the word Griccolo would fit to. And he did it perfectly. He literally did the upturned antennas, the squared off Arnold jaw, and it was just like, wow. And he drew the super buff like stature. And I was like,
Bruh.
wow, I'm gonna show you how perfectly you drew this. I think he made him like green. No, he might have chosen the color orange. I actually can't fucking remember. Lord Slug looks better a shit ton, yeah, actually. Piccolo,
The one is yeah.
the problem that I have with this form is like the opposite that I have with Gohan. Technically, he looks too like different in the sense that like it's not that he hasn't changed enough or some shit. Is that he you know, if I were to have a problem with it being too simple, like with Gohan, Piccolo, I believe he just doesn't look like himself. His stature, his build, his bulk, it doesn't, like, if you look at that face, it doesn't look like Piccolo. I think that there's a lot of other things they could have done with the transformation to enhance either the Namekian side or the demon side, because Demon King Piccolo and all that. But they just kind of didn't go in either direction. They instead just made like Super Vegeta, but it's Piccolo.
But the thing is, like, I think I like Piccolo of like his slim design, not really the bulky side of him.
Apparently, Akira Toriyama drew Keiso Gohan with a more violent face, but the others didn't like it. Imagine Toriyama doing something, and then the studio behind it just goes, let's change that a little.
I mean, Gohan from beginning of the show had a bit of ego, he had like an ego when he had like a power boost and stuff. So like the power, like he has like a tendency of like power tripping a lot.
I think my big
like,
problem with the Gohan
overconfident.
Blanco is just the fact that it really doesn't look like a real form. The red eyes and the white hair may be paying homage to a limited color run of Dragon Ball, but at the end of the day, that shit looks so like fan-made and edgy. It really appears to be some sort of like... the fact that the hair is so long without taking on a new shape makes it look...
Lazy.
Yeah, lazy and relatively indescribable. Like, you can't be like, it's like a teardrop or a candlelight that's extended to like whatever.
When I first time saw this form, I was like, oh, new fan art, and then it says, oh no, it's real. I'm like, what?
Yeah, literally.
These Super Saiyan 2 white hair with red eyes? Is that it?
Yeah, switch here. Yep.
Come on, bro.
Imagine Pantera tells over the transformation.
Now you're just avoiding the responsibility of your own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, just milking the show.
And also the next spoiler, Cell coming back. It's it's Gohan versus Cell.
Yeah, but it's not even the original Cell. It's another Cell.
That's the thing that I think is better. The fact that it's like not the Cell from the future, but it's an alternate Cell. But his design is too close to second form Cell for me to give a fuck. Like, I know, it seems like really confusing. Like, oh, this character looks too similar, this character looks too different. With Piccolo,
But
he doesn't have the essence of Piccolo.
Okay.
It's like if you make Vegeta
understand.
too tall. It doesn't really look like Vegeta. It doesn't feel like Vegeta. And,
I haven't seen the movie, but why would you bring Cell back? Because in Z, Cell was like the last invention of Dr. Gero. How did the Red Ribbon Army manage to get a blueprint of Cell? Because like I think something ain't right. I don't know. Because I remember as a kid like Cell was like the ultimate last weapon of like Gero of Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah. I think
So
the
why would-
logic
how
behind
could
it
how-
was that
yeah.
I don't know, maybe they found like one of the shits from
Like the
Gero.
explanation is like Dr. Gero has a nephew and found like some parts of Cell or something. And he's incomplete. That's why he's like red and stuff in second form.
Yeah, it's an incomplete version of Cell. That's
Plus,
why he's
another
50 times
character that
stronger.
is now canon is the infamous Android 21, Gero's wife.
Is she
for some
actually canon
reason.
now?
Now she's canon. Yep.
To be honest, the marketing of the new movie has been absolute shizzle here in the West, or is it just me? It just seems like the previous 3 movies were a lot bigger, marketing-wise. I think I can agree to that, yeah. I could agree to that.
Super Broly had like insane better marketing than
Yeah. Like, Super
In
Broly...
general, the marketing was bad. Not even Japan it was that good.
Yeah, meanwhile, One Piece is eating. Fucking One Piece film
yeah.
red. I don't know anything about it aside
Are you-
from just the fact that it's like becoming Toei's biggest film. Which is kind of wild,
Yeah.
given the past 3 Dragon Ball Z films.
It's gonna be about Red Potter.
It's gonna be about...
It's good.
Oh, yeah, Shanks.
About Shank's daughter, yeah. And probably it's not canon to the story.
Yeah,
It's not
I've heard that this story isn't canon.
Like most of the movies are not canon. Just one character is canon. In
Yeah, pretty
one
much,
movie.
if there isn't a big fat headline saying... original writing from the creator of the series, and it shows their name, like Dragon Ball Battle of Gods being from Toriyama himself, That's like one of the cases where a movie is canon. Otherwise, like I think the Demon Slayer movie and maybe Jujutsu Kaisen Zero are like the only other cases of a movie being canon. Most of the time, they take this like opportunity to just make a fun ass movie and just toss it in theaters in Japan. What episode of eyes emoji? What episode of One Piece have you been on, V? About that, yeah. I passed season 1, damn it.
See, season, you passed Alabasta.
Yeah, or something. Or did I? I don't know. I'm
I
like
will
60, 61 episodes in. I finished
I
the
will
filler
say-
arc with Grandpa Ryu. I haven't met Chopper yet. Leave me alone.
Aw. Aw.
I will say like I'm still like putting One Piece anime on hold because oh my god, the amount of fillers and dragged out scene, it's like
Yeah,
literally
that's
burned me alive.
that's the biggest problem with One Piece. It just drags on too much. Even the fans don't like the anime that much.
I will say,
Like even in Wano arc, it has like some issue with
Whoa,
pace.
Right.
the one was it's horrible.
that's
Oh,
it?
my.
Yes, Oni, that's it. That's all I've seen.
Yeah,
I've only seen 60 episodes of One Piece. Leave me alone.
we're like
I still do like Arlong
200.
Arlong Park.
We're like 200 episodes in. So
I will say that I saw one of the episodes of Wano. My friend showed it to me, a different friend, and it really obviously I know about Ace's spoiler midway through the series or whatever. It's like as famous as Goku turning Super Saiyan, but I'll have reserves just in case there's someone watching that's like, what? Really?
yeah.
But I've seen we're on 208. Damn.
Yep.
But I saw an episode of Wano, and I believe it was with Yamato. It was one of the flashback episodes where Yamato and Ace were like talking and everything, and that whole episode was really good. The direction of it, the visual direction of it, the pacing, and the way that the sounds all like came together. It was like momentous. It was nostalgic, and I watched like how many episodes of One Piece? So why is it hitting me? But it's
Are you
like
talking about
really.
flashback?
Which one?
The flashback, the one where she sees the three greats and then she sees like the three brothers.
Yes. That is the episode.
Very much Ghibli vibes in like the direction.
True. It was just like a good ass episode, and I felt like I was literally just like, damn. A part of me wants to start watching One Piece from Wano now.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like spoiler or something, but it has been like a very long time. The Red Rock scene of Luffy when he punches Kaido. Ooh, when that VR opening hits, ooh, that hit.
Yeah.
Especially like the new technique of Haki, like Rio. It's basically like Haki, but like you know like Sage mode of Naruto. It's basically like that for Haki. So it's like natural Haki or some shit. And like the way it like goes like inside Luffy and like the animation, the declaration of like Luffy like saying to the emperors, the two emperors, that he will be Pirate King. It's like, ooh, that hit, like sticking to them.
Yeah. Let's
Oh
see.
my.
I
I don't want to spoil anything because I haven't finished Wano myself. I've put it on hold a very long time, but I will watch it. I'm gonna marathon it soon.
I'm ready for
Yeah, I
the
don't really mind.
Zoro scenes are going to be the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Zoro really does. Well, everyone's gotten
12.
had a Frankie arc. Everyone has had an arc. Now it's like Zoro's time.
Ooh.
And like they're in the Samurai Kingdom.
Yeah, that is true. I don't really mind 21 being canon, that's whatever. Remind me to talk about the Jujutsu Kaisen movie later. I got some things to say about it. Shit, 12. if you weren't muted, you
I've
say that shit
I've
yourself.
seen the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. Whoa, that movie was awesome.
Oh
Holy
yeah,
shit.
Vic Mignogna's way of singing "We Are." His cover of "We Are" is still fantastic.
Yeah. Also, like Dragon Soul of Dragon Ball Kai. That's also
By
good.
the way, Eneru in the dub is voiced by the guy that voices Seth in Street Fighter. In Street
Yeah.
Fighter, the
Which
bomb is in the
Street
VC
Fighter?
as well. Nice, yeah. Now let's see. You know what I've been thinking about, actually, just kind of to break away from anime. I've got a I've got a lot of PS3 games. You know, people like to say
Look,
the
anime.
PS3 has no games, but I could definitely say the PS3. Now, I was gonna actually mention the fact that I have a lot of like PS3 games that I want to stream or record in some fashion, and I've been thinking about investing in a fucking
Elgato?
yeah. I've been thinking about investing in an Elgato, which was going to primarily be like PS3 N64 range because those do exist. It's only when PS4 and stuff came out that's when those Elgatos started to be like, let's move it up here. But one of the oh god, I don't even know if I should talk about it because it's like arguably something that I don't want anyone to know about. Can your Mac run an Elgato? I would hope so, honestly.
I mean, I've never owned a Elgato, so I don't know if it's possible or not.
But I have this one PS3 game that's by FromSoft, you know, the legendary makers of Dark Souls. Before they made Dark Souls, there was this one in particular JRPG that they made, and the combat would play a little bit like Fire Emblem, but on a limited field. So you would have squares and attack ranges and all that. So it would be a little bit like a tactical RPG, but it would just be on the essentially the same like 4x5 or 4x4 grid. Maybe it was a bit larger, I can't remember. But for the life of me, no one talks about this fucking game. And as far as I am aware, it's terrible. Like it's full of like dated like garbage. The dub sucks. There's just like uninteresting characters. A panty shot in one of the fucking super moves from the characters because of course, you know, you gotta keep them interested somehow. And
Is it that
like,
boring?
the more that I think about it, the more that I can't help but feel like it's either taken inspiration from one of my favorite games or just one of the like funniest coincidences of all time, because it's about this this guy, this fucking high schooler. You know, it's obviously it's very anime. It's one of those like it's anime but looks so much like Final Fantasy. Published by Ubisoft too. It's a bit of a curveball, honestly. And I used to think, oh yeah, you know, it's just a Ubisoft game. It's a Ubisoft RPG. Interesting. No wonder it's kind of janky. But like one day, I just looked at the back and I was like, what the FromSoft? From Software? No. And I looked it up and I was just like, this isn't the same FromSoft. I mean, oh my god, it is. It's confirmed. So, you know, with me teasing over here, talking about it like this. Oh god, there's like Cowboy Yuffie too. That's right. These are all just like, you've got stoic White Garrett. You've got like Cloud, Tifa, and Cowboy Yuffie. That's right. They're all just like functions of different characters. But you have this kid in high school, this guy in high school, this teenager. You know how it is. Teenager, adult. Japan doesn't give a shit. But he's like in this superpowered high school, very anime, almost Soul Eater-y. But he has a superpowered arm. And given the like irreverence of one of the characters where they're just super flamboyant and gay, oh, very much so one of those characters like Liron from Gurren Lagann, but with no like actual weight or self-respect in the story, as far as I remember. I believe that you could also recruit the monsters on some Persona/Pokemon mechanics as well. Knuckles, yeah, music's pretty good. this game is called Enchanted Arms. And it's literally just like a shit fest for most of it, with one of the most repetitive battle themes I've heard in any RPG ever. And if I think about it, I'm going to get PTSD because it's going to play in my mind. It just starts with a choir and everything. And I remember I like would sometimes get confused in very like rare moments. Hey, what's happening, Tails? We are definitely in the Chillcast.
Out of this place.
Congratulations, you interrupted me during my Enchanted Arms talk.
Dude, I have a fucking brain. I feel like I had an aneurysm.
You're gonna have an
Can't
aneurysm.
hear anything with this audio.
Surrounded by a bunch of like few cute chicks here and there.
Oh yeah, get me banned from
Some of them
Twitch,
seem
why
like
don't
way
ya?
too bougie for your home game.
Right, time to get banned.
It's hard to know. One chick values like fucking. I don't know what these kind of shoes are, but they're like the kind of loafers.
What the fuck is his audio quality?
Bro, I was like,
Bro, it's pretty rough.
I am absolutely ready to go home. I see.
It's legit,
Highway.
can't hear anything. I cannot
Shitty
understand.
Something about the
I don't know.
highway.
I fucking hate this place so much. Show me niggas.
Bruh.
Florida.
And I was in a fucking room with like some fucking yuppies and some fucking.
Hey,
bitch
to
who,
be
like,
fair, how long did this shit last? Like, when did you get there?
when I got there, I was scheduled to be there at 12.
Okay,
Then
4
they
hours
actually
or
took, like
something.
fucking selection room, I suppose, around 2 to 2:20, and I was there for a good hour.
Yeah, I think my brother had
Again,
jury
listening
duty
to
that
some
was...
fucking yuppies go on back and forth. Then I got the fuck
Yeah.
out around 4:20, baby. Pretty much said, hey, we're gonna select some of you niggas. You are at like 7. All right. You, mama, you, and you. All right, bro. You guys are good to fucking go home. Fuck off and get out of here. You might get a certificate or something. Your time was not wasted. Definitely not. Which I don't care. I am fucking glad to not be selected. I legit was like asked questions and I felt like a retard because again, lack of sleep, etc. I just told him like I don't know. Shit. Plead the fifth. Aren't you niggas as representatives? And I'm not supposed to be talking about the case. Right?
You're not supposed... Wait, hold on. Before you go any further, you're not supposed to be talking about the case. We're on a live stream here. This is going to be recorded and uploaded on YouTube.
Car, like, something. It was like fucking
Yeah,
no less than $200, but no more than 1,000. So the
It's
case
still
wasn't even
going on
that
YouTube.
major. Like fucking dickhead was too cheap to fucking pay, but had money or like had resources to get like 2 lawyers, which was
Right, yeah.
surprising. I don't get it. Like niggas will like fucking take some shit and not really like own up to it. Like bro, just pay the fucking fines and shit. Like, pay for the repair costs and go for a settlement. Like holy shit, you have to get a lawyer. Yeah, you're waiting like 6 months. Shit. They straight up tell you, like, dude, no contest.
Oh,
No fucking
is
I
anyone else
have a
hearing
lack
that
of education
Decepticon?
at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that nigga is guilty, like straight up. Nah. But I'm glad to be out of here.
Shit.
I'm so glad I
Good
unbuttoned my
looks.
shirt halfway.
At least you're gonna sleep now.
Surprisingly, there was like, I think 2 Asians with me.
Man's out here stressing about court. I'm just repotting my tomato plant.
Ah.
Damn,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie
garden.
though. Juliana Morbiverse, I gotta find her on Facebook and look at them toes, nigga. Cause I
Excuse me.
sucking toes.
Bruh.
I even told my bros, that I be
What?
sucking toes. I even told my bros. I be sucking toes.
Okay.
I
Well,
even told my bros, that I be sucking
Bruh.
toes.
well, with that
And I
knowledge,
be looking at these hoes. Fuck me, man. I'm not even tired. I'm like on some stupid shit. That goes to show you that the numerous weeks of sleep deprivation and poor dieting and just I gotta kind of like realize like holy shit, dude, I've been living like slightly healthy mentally a
Slightly.
little bit, but like I let myself go because of like shit happening and me letting myself go in terms of like rest. First it was asleep, then it was the like fucked up eating, like going back to eating a pizza here and there, not even giving a fuck, not even like thinking about clean food. I just said, man, fuck all that shit, nigga. I'm too busy for it. Then like work got me stressed, so I'm like, man, fuck all these people. So I said, so who are these niggas? I'm gonna go home, fuck up this fucking. I'm gonna fuck up 2 plates worth of fettuccine Alfredo chicken. Et cetera. I'm hungry. I'm legitimately hungry. The only thing I had to eat today was like a fucking McGriddle because I was in a rush.
right?
Yeah, I'm fucking glad to be up. So yeah, what are you nerds up to?
We're definitely in the middle of the podcast up in here, and
Oh, Jillcast? Shit. I
yeah,
remember there was a time where I went like the entire month not saying or nigga.
yeah,
But
there's definitely. I think it was on the which
I'm
one
out
that
in
I
public.
sent.
I'm still waiting for my ride. I'm out in public saying this shit. If I could turn on my camera, I would. But I get to look normal just by having my phone up to my ear.
Yo, I have nitro. You can definitely
Dude.
turn it on.
You can say something too. They do not give a fuck about what you wear. They say to look professional, but like I saw niggas wearing like hoodies, some bitch wearing like a dress but wearing like a pair of like low white Air Forces. Like nigga, what the fuck?
What?
I'm the only. I'm not the only one, but I'm one of the few who decided to wear like a fucking basic. I mean, you already saw the fit, more or less. Dress pants, dress shirt. Now I tried to go with an all black theme, but I was too cheap to pay for the black variant of my shoes. But I thought brown would stand out. But yeah, no, I'm just out here in front of the house, fucking those people, Justice Building, fucking Richard. I don't know what the E stands for. Jerstein. Fucking. That's what it
Jesus.
probably is. Goddamn long nose.
Twitch speed run, all right.
Which suck my dick.
Hey, you forget I hold power here.
My words do not represent this podcast. I'm merely a guest.
No
and
matter
I'm
what they
merely
represent
not
or
even
do,
a
you
guest.
also.
I just intruded and I said, fuck all that. Oh man, I'm
I'm just saying,
walking
you
around like a
say
retard.
enough shit. I'm literally bound to not have my Twitch function anymore.
And I think that is my goddamn right. Nope, it's just a car that looks similar to my Hyundai. A Hyundai Elantra 2. That's funny enough. It's probably the same model year, 2020. I gotta get my license already, so I can legitimately just say that's my car, because it is my car. I'm paying for a fucking car. I don't drive. Imagine that. The reason I don't drive is because I'm too much of a pussy to get my driver's license, believe it or not. I've hit something at fucking 16, got punished for it, and like it's in my mind. And plus, my lack of attention span would probably kill somebody. Damn, what was this bitch with giant pink fucking hair?
Hell
And
no.
them heels, man.
Probably get a
Let me
motorcycle.
fucking toes. That's like leopard print heels. I wonder who the fuck wears like leopard print heels. That's pink hair. You're probably the only fans. Walk around in heels. Basic ass dress. Pink fucking hair. Like pastel pink, slightly faded blondish hair. She an OnlyFans bitch. Yeah, she's an OnlyFans, so I feel like doing those stock cars and I'm doing things I'm not supposed to be doing. Seeing Uber in the lift, picking somebody up, and I see a Jeep fucking, I think Gladiator, yeah, it's a Jeep Gladiator. Why the fuck did Jeep come out with a fucking pickup truck? Yeah, numerous years to have like a pickup truck line. Who the fuck's really gonna pay Chrysler a bunch of money for a fucking Jeep pickup, you know? At that point, just get a fucking shitty Silverado or Toyota truck. I don't fucking know. I'm seeing a lot of Hyundais right now. And whenever I'm out here in fucking Gables, I want to fucking curb somebody. I get violent thoughts when I'm around fucking Fuji or rich people. Not because I hate the class system. Well, I mean, I do. But I just hate rich people because they're like in a different world. If I were rich, I would slightly humble and be a total fucking me. Still
Well,
waiting for my ride.
damn, I actually forgot what I was talking about besides Enchanted Arms.
That one text message I have to you. Why want to curb
You were
somebody?
so into his conversation.
Yeah, at this point, now he's just like trailing off.
Airplane, there's loud wind. I see a fucking
Tails is like a rare Pokemon. You just sort of like
construction.
get him out of nowhere. He's like an Entei, or one of those other like
I was looking.
fox Pokemon.
Funny enough, I was looking at the Bulbapedia for the fucking trios, and Entei was one of them. I was looking at, yeah. I was reading about the creation trio, and it's kind of interesting. The typing does make sense.
Isn't the
Water.
theory that they're Isn't the theory supposed to be that they're mutated Eevees or something because they're dog Pokemon and everything?
Yeah, they fucking died or some shit. That's what people like to theorize, speculate.
Oh shit, kind of like the softness thing.
Kind of
Like
like the
they
what?
pretty much got reincarnated by a ho-ho, fucking something special.
Hmm.
I look.
I didn't know that Ho-Oh was
I'm
behind
proud.
the
You know, I'm
main
gonna stop by a gas
idea.
station in a couple of minutes to just get my fucking first legal.
Oh, that's
I might as
right.
well.
I was talking about how the music was repetitive. To be honest, that's kind of like the notes all end off of. Like, Enchanted Arms.
My bad, I got a
Feels
scam
like-
likely call. I thought it was my mother.
Understandable.
Ah, good. Fucking.
But yeah, Enchanted Arms is a fucking
Thoughts right now.
trip of a game. It's a whole ass journey. It really just like feels like it should be better, but it just isn't. And the music definitely compounds that, especially the battle music. I can't even remember if there's unique boss music, but the amount of random encounters that you can go through in any given moment, I don't know if my brother just like got lost in the game because he like would definitely get lost in
Zillion?
3D video
What?
games.
I don't get it.
You know, it was this game called
Seems like
Enchanted
you're
Arms on
like a-
PS3.
It seems like we're the one member of your family that's semi-intelligent.
My
Like,
brother,
people
he's
of intelligent
He's
thought.
definitely. I mean, my brother and my dad are, I would say, are up there. But that can be talked about elsewhere.
That could be interpreted in a different manner, I suppose. I don't know. Walk around, see two ball fucks. Oh, you saw the story I told the other group about how I fucking tried picking a fight with some fucking stranger. Tired as fuck. Slightly
It's
like
so
sober.
interesting trying to get his voice like out of the muffled quality.
I mean, shit, my phone's just fucking up. I gotta get a new one at some point. But
Yeah,
finances.
depending on what company you got, you might be able to trade it in for like. I
mean,
mean, I don't
wanna
want to
trade it
say.
in. That's the thing. Like, if I trade it in, I don't want them to get like the physical phone that I have and just like look at all the porn that I've had saved and shit. And all the fucking data on my phone. Nah, fuck that. I don't know. That's the only thing that has me uncomfortable about trading in my phone. Because what would I have in the meantime when I trade in my shit?
No, you can like. I went to Verizon. I traded my shitty ass phone that was hella. They had a deal, and I was
Oh,
scammed. That was
that's I don't know.
super broken phone. And I just saved all my data cloud before I fucking turned it in. My factory wiped it.
You know, Joseph, this is the first time I fucking heard you speak before. but it is the first time. What's up, my man?
What's up? Probably the first
I
time.
like how Michael.
I think it's definitely the first time I've talked before.
Yeah. Oh damn, that's an honor. Nah. I just fucking like old black guy. He's not even. He's more out of place than I am, and I'm like wearing a suit. So imagine like this nigga. He looks out of place. He's just a small nigga on his bike, putting it up on my block at a stand. Old nigga, your backpack through.
Tails is morbing.
Old nigga backpack.
Honestly. Ah, shit. We kind of should talk about Morbius.
See a nigga with a fucking Honda Civic with a fucking ticket spoiler. I want to fucking punch his
Oh man, the stream's already been going for 50 minutes.
I
Alright,
hate
alright.
niggas who drive Honda Civics for some reason.
Yeah,
Fuck,
that's
dude.
fair. You saw it in theaters. I saw. Oh, if you would, Tails, we may as well talk about Morbius since the topic has been brought up. I'm sure everyone has something to say about that damn movie. But
Morbius.
Morbius?
yeah,
Morbius is
Morbius.
all like the combination of like, I don't know, schizo nigga thoughts. Real talk, dude. With all the niggas who go base Renfield, I don't think they know that
Family like
Matrix was directed by a bunch of Jewish fucking. No, dude. Legit, the fucking Matrix was directed by a bunch of. So anyone who says based in Renfield is truly the blue pill cuck living in a fucking. Oh my god. Fuck, dude.
The red
I
pill
like-
versus blue pill. Oh my god.
My family
I know
liked it
Red
more
Pill-
than
oh,
bad
shit.
guys. I don't know how. Damn, I feel
I never
sorry
watched
for
The
you, Oni.
Matrix. I've never watched The Matrix. All I know
I don't
is that
think
it's
I've ever seen
iconic
it
for
either.
I have seen
Like-
Matrix. It's a pretty good film.
like all I know is that Matrix is just like, oh, you live in a simulation, bro. And fucking it's notable for the whole philosophy of the blue and red pill questionnaire, like, oh, do you choose to fucking accept the truth and like live in a harsh reality? Or do you choose to like be comfortable, live when you want to be blah 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 blah, that garbage. And Neo fucking acknowledging codes and shit because he's like God or some shit. Like, outside of a simulation, it's probably like some skinny pussy on Drake's fucking neck.
Yeah, that's kind of like the gist of what I know about the series as well. In terms of Morbius, though, ooh, that's a fucking fun one. So basically, I watched it on the same
That
day that I
never
saw
does not
Sonic
exist.
2. I watched it on the same day that I watched the Sonic 2 movie, which was a surprisingly like sturdy and great change of pace compared to the first one. What'd you say, Tails?
Is that the one with Jim Carrey, nigga?
Yeah, they both have Jim
Oh my
Carrey.
god. That's what I'm saying, Eggman, I think. Shit.
You retired
Yeah.
today.
Do you remember how Sonic originally looked in the trailer? How
Don't
fucking
even
ugly
fucking
he was?
remind me, dude.
But no. Besides that, fucking shoes too.
Yeah. God, that old Sonic design, really, I just...
Yeah, it's running shoes.
I mean, he still does have running shoes, they just look more appropriate. Like, they look more cartoonish instead of just like a brand deal. Especially because of their size. But, yeah, so I saw Sonic 2 on the same day that I watched Morbius, and what I didn't realize for Sonic 2 was that it was technically an early screening that I was watching. Have you seen Ugly Sonic's cameo in the Chip and Dale movie? I know of it. I know that much.
Yo, what is Twitch chat like right now? It's actually popping. Oh, also,
Tony's in there.
Trevor Fortson. Fuck you. I'm
What'd you
shooting the balls I don't want to.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you said now. Yeah.
Fuck Fortson, nigga. I'd stomp him. I'd catch a nigga in New Jersey. Bitch ass nigga.
Alright,
Pedophile ass nigga.
that's. I mean, you're not wrong there. That much is for sure. I can attest to that dude's terrible behavior. But I thought Sonic 2 was a really good movie. It was a decent change of pace.
Guys,
Yeah, hello.
I need to leave. Yeah, I need to leave.
Understandable. Have a good one, Inadu.
Thanks, you.
So what was I talking about? That's right. I thought that Sonic 2 was a very nice change of pace. You know, it was very it was more involved, both with the history of
Oh,
the
series?
games. Yeah, it just pulled a lot more from the games to create interesting scenarios that were actually like purposeful in the film, as opposed to being like one tiny cheeky reference or something. It felt much less like a, oh, what a nice passion project, to, yeah, this is a Sonic movie, you know. And after watching it, I watched Morbius, and the thing is that I saw the post-credits scene of Sonic 2 as well, which was that it teased Shadow, and you know that was cool, honestly. Like I realized in that moment when I got excited to see Shadow, I was just like, oh, he looks so good. Or earlier when I got excited to hear about Gunn, fucking General, no, guided United Nations, whatever shit their name is. Having Gunn also there in the film was like, oh, it was an exciting moment for me. And I also watched that with my friend. But Morbius, I watched 40 minutes late. Because, you know, I just came off the Sonic 2 movie. I'm not going to wait for the next Morbius show. I'm not going to pay for a ticket either. I'm going to fucking catch it right here, just like this. And I realized something. The moment, like, maybe 15 minutes into the film, I was just like, okay, so... Michael yeah, this guy is, Professor Dr. Mr. Morbius, who's doing the Morbin time. And I was realizing that there weren't, like... It basically didn't feel like I missed half the movie. Like, I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, these guys are probably after him. Okay, It felt like everything was being established right then and there. And it was trying to be a bit of a mystery thriller, but also not, because they gave it away. They gave away the identity of, I believe it was a nurse's murder by... the fucking half-brother, ex-Benedict... No, the Doctor. I know my British people. It was Doctor Who. But it was the fucking... I pretty much caught it right when the nurse got morbed on. But it was someone trying to frame Morbius. And for the life of me, I can't remember Doctor Who's name, so I'm just going to call him Doctor Who. And this is not like from apathy. I can't remember what Doctor Who's name was in the movie. I only know him. How did you like his dancing? That's the funny part. I missed that part of the movie. I never knew that was a part in the movie. So when I saw that clip later on Twitter, like much later on Twitter, I was like, what the fuck? I was flabbergasted. But yeah, so I watched that. I watched that movie. And I was just like, okay, yeah, so this is the villain, this is the twist, yeah, okay, sure. Okay, the brothers, okay, this guy dies, okay, swimming that, okay, sure, alright. Okay, this movie doesn't have a reason to exist. Like, it didn't say anything, it didn't do anything interesting in the time that I watched it. It didn't establish any sort of, like, message. And I was just like, okay, at worst, it's a brain-dead popcorn flick. But the fact that I watched half of a movie and I felt like it was missing nothing, like I didn't have any missing critical information. Sure, I didn't know how he became Morbius, but like, as far as I was aware, he just had an illness. And the movie already explained that he used bat DNA and whatnot to try and, vampire bat DNA to try and make a cure of his illness. And his, like, brother or whoever also had that same illness. So, it just ended with me being like, why did he pull a Batman and just command them with sonar to fuck up a guy? To fuck up the other Morb master. His name is Matt Smith. Matthew? Matt? Was he ever referred to as Matthew in the film? Because I feel like I remember a Matthew. Like, Matthew! It's Jared Leto screaming or some shit. Either way, the acting was definitely very lukewarm, and every single meme about the movie is pretty much why that movie is even notable. Otherwise, it's like a very boring... Oh, that's the actor's name. Fuck. Well, Doctor Who. I definitely meant like the name of the guy in the film, but you know, you have Dr. Michael Morbius and dickhead Doctor Who. But Milo, that's what it was. I know it was some like two. It's because like Michael is already a two syllable M name, but you know, Milo. As far as I was aware, he was just like a jealous little brother type of figure, and he was just like, "I have the power, join me, brother," and it was just like whatever, because he didn't really have a reason to do that. All the motives in that film were garbage. All of them. All of the motives were terrible. And again, I missed the first half of the movie. I didn't see whatever the scene was in the cave where the bats come through and he's like, "Ah!" I don't even know who it was in there. But I know someone was like, "Hey, bats." You know? And I know that like the girl was established earlier. I know that the old guy, their father basically, was established earlier. And it didn't feel like it. He was jealous that Morbius was like Morbin, and okay, so Milo wanted to morb too. That's right. Michael wanted to morb too. He wanted to Morbius. He wanted to be Michael Morbius too. Go Morbin time, but you know, was crippled. And Michael was like, it's kind of dangerous. I kind of just have this like innate desire to be like, I'm dangerous. I'm edgy. And it just didn't really make sense as to like, obviously, you know, you're crippled, you have a chance to not be, that's like, it's a curse, as Michael said. Yeah. There's very loose parts of this film flashing before my eyes. Either way, the motivations were all trash. The choreography, kind of trash. The CGI, the designs just didn't look good. Like every time Jared Leto's face got wonky, it really did just look like a meme. And I believe that's because they just didn't want to use as much CGI, so they would make his face go into this half-step form a lot. The whole like hissing, I'm a vampire, but I'm back to normal, so you don't have to CGI that much anymore. It felt like it was fighting against its own budget, because that movie just looked uninteresting. Colors, garbage. You know, a lot of the shot composition was fine. You know, it didn't really do anything. Glad I didn't see it. Yeah, no, that's definitely the right call, Danny. And I walked out of that theater just going like, huh. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is an 8 out of 10. Morbius is a 3. Or 2. And then I saw the clips on Twitter of stuff that I didn't see. Specifically, Milo's dance scene. Like how did you like the fake blood plot convenience? In the trailers showed Spider-Man on the wall and then other scenes that weren't in the movie at all. Yeah, that reminds me of how Endgame had its trailers set up this like rivalry between Captain Marvel. I grew up knowing her as Miss Marvel, leave me alone. And Thor, but then it's just like a 5 minutes or a 5 second stare down in the movie, and it's just like, I like this one. Like, come on, give us a little bit of like something. You know, the first Avengers didn't start with Thor looking at Iron Man. And he's like, I like this one. No, there was a battle. You know, Hulk didn't come through and be like, here's a taco. I give tacos now. Hulk no smash. Hulk McDuckity you stand. It's like, come on. But yeah, no. Morbius, shit movie. Made more $1 billion. Sony should release it again so that even more people can Morbius with the Morb. And that's the only thing worth it from the film. Milo's
They
dance
did?
scene. They actually
Really?
they did
They
do it
did it
twice.
and
They did
Yeah,
it
and
twice. I
bomb.
want them to do it thrice. Do it thrice, goddammit. I had a dentist appointment. Yeah, and it bombed twice. I love how Twitter gaslit the fucking
Yeah.
the whole studio into releasing their movie again. Just to not go.
just to bomb again, even worse.
Oh yeah, and that too. Hulk is gonna be fighting with the Avengers, but then he just gets replaced with the Hulkbuster in Infinity War. I didn't like how Hulk was very scared of Thanos. That's like not Hulk. See, Hulk doesn't get scared. He gets frustrated. He gets lonely, and he gets extremely upset at the fact that the literal entire military won't leave him the fuck alone. But they retroactively retconned. I shouldn't do that. They retroactively retconned that when they changed actors. And like Abomination just never got showed up or mentioned again. So
He's gonna be in the new thing, the She-Hulk thing.
yeah, but it's like
Oh,
Professor
no.
Hulk. It's Mark Ruffalo.
Oh yeah, I know. Saying like I saw a trailer for it and they had Abomination in there.
Oh, Abomination. I don't think I knew that. That's kind of alright. Once again, just kind of like retconning the 2008 MCU film out of existence. But, you know. Abomination is in Shang-Chi. Oof. Didn't watch that one. I also didn't watch many Marvel movies. The last one I watched was Multiverse of Madness. And it's an experience. It's very fun. It's a B minus as a movie, but I watched it twice. Whoa, the latter was in 4D with my friend. That was great. No, seriously, if you haven't seen a movie in 4D, I think Multiverse of Madness is the best place to do it. Because it starts strong, and it pretty much uses everything. Fans, spritzing some water, some like feelers, tentacles that like slap your ankles. it was insane, dude. Cause I made a joke to my friend right before seeing it. He's just like, damn, these seats are far apart. And he's like, yeah. And it was just like, oh, we can't lean back these seats at all. Oh, I wanted to like lean back and just relax. And I was like, yeah, no, hey, whoa, what if it's just like a roller coaster and the seats just fucking toss us around? For opening minutes of the film, just exactly that. It's fun. It's a fun movie. And I think it uses all of its elements pretty well, even if it has very weak introductions to the Illuminati, especially since they, spoiler alert, die fucking like 5 minutes. How do you bring back the actor too? The fact that they got I know his name. I forgot his name.
Whatever. With the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic.
They had Mr. Fantastic, but they didn't bring that actor back. It was Professor Xavier that reprised his role. Patrick Stewart. I knew his name. I'm gonna punch something. But they brought back Patrick Stewart to reprise his role as Professor Xavier in Multiverse of Madness, and that was amazing. Because alongside seeing Mr. Fantastic in the MCU, it's the same thrill as seeing Spider-Man appear in Civil War. It's like, the possibilities! We can actually have our beloved characters in, like, films again, and they're not gonna suck, maybe. You know? But then it's just like... Oh yeah, and the music in that scene as well was a beautiful callback to the old 80s cartoon. It's very nice. And then, like, 20 minutes later, everyone is dead. Except for the black guy. You know, it's like the opposite of every horror movie. 90s cartoon. I've been corrected. But either way, Multiverse of Madness, I believe, uses its elements relatively well. I love the fact that the Zombie Strange was utilized in that way. Because it was kind of something that the audience could have put together if they were thinking about it. But because it's like a relatively like easygoing, fine-paced movie, you know, obviously there's like the thrill with Wanda constantly chasing after America Chavez and whatnot. But I think it's around the movie it went "F you kids" and then went full horror. Yeah, that was also pretty fun. I enjoyed the thrilling horror scenes because it painted Wanda as a scary character, which was appropriate. Wanda was not in the right, never was in the right, and she's not an example of feminism. She was not, yes, Slay Queen, get your kids. She was a psychopath. A delusional psychopath who was willing to murder anyone, and did. There were flaws in the film, like the Sorcerer Supreme being like, no! The lives of those three! You can't! After, like, she already killed so many, and apparently they were just, like, jobbers, you know, they weren't even... I thought they were from some previous film or something, like a nice reference, and they were just, like, really, like, good characters or something. No. Just, like, irrelevant, like, kids, you know, studying sorcery, and, Wanda threatening them was apparently enough for this guy to be like, okay, the universe isn't really all that. Like, Thanos got rid of half of it. We brought it back. I'm sure Wanda will be fine, you know? It doesn't matter if she could, like, literally ruin the multiverse. You know, just don't hurt these three. Alright, I'll tell you everything you want. Evil Strange by the... Yeah. I feel like the movie couldn't have been... If the movie should have been any longer, it would have been to develop the Illuminati. That's the only thing I can tell you about that. Especially given that the discussion with Strange was also a little bit, like, iffy. It wasn't the worst, but it just wasn't very, like, good. It would have been nice to see Strange work with them. And, yeah, in general, they just really wanked Wanda. So she got a real nice, power level, boost. Not even a boost, but she was just so strong that I'm just sitting here wondering, where were you in Endgame? Or you know, Infinity War? Like, why didn't you do all this shit before? Like, you could have been handled Thanos, but you didn't. What's wrong with you? Like, Thanos is why you don't have your robot husband.
Wait, are you talking about Wanda?
Yeah.
Did you watch WandaVision?
I did not watch WandaVision. I've only seen, in terms of relevant movies, Infinity War, Endgame, and then Doctor Strange 1, and, you know, Multiverse of Madness.
Not for like 3 years now, so there's no spoiler alert to this one. You need to just go watch it if you haven't watched it already. It's not my fault if I'm spoiling it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, she's like reeling in that series from losing, you know, Vision, and she starts having these dreams where she can see herself having kids, like the one she was having, and like she goes back to her original town. She takes over a town. She puts like 1940s, and through her powers, she like literally recreates Vision. She creates 2 kids, and like gives herself the perfect life that she always wanted. And then there's the Agatha, who's like in the comics, is like another witch who always kind of wants the Scarlet Witch's powers.
Right.
Usually she's helpful, but this time she's pretty evil, and she has touched the dark hold, and that's why she's trying to still. That's how she learned of the Scarlet Witch and everything, because she touched the dark hold, and once you touch the dark hold, like you saw in Doctor Strange, Multiverse, there's no going back. It's one of those things. Once you do, you can't go back. And so at the end of it,
it's like inverse kryptonite or some shit. Like, basically, you touch it, you contract evil.
Straight up. And so what happens at the end of it, she ends up touching the dark hold. She gets hold of the dark hold, and I think she ends up touching it at the end of WandaVision. But they don't really explain too much about it. So like they kind of set that up, and that's it.
I feel like the dark hold. She didn't already have the dark hold in Multiverse of Madness, right? She obtained that just before America switches universes, right?
She obtains it in between WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. Like,
so she already had it.
Agatha had it. So technically, she at the end of WandaVision, she comes into touch of it, and that's why at the start she's acting like so like nice to Strange, because like she already knows she has to play this mind game.
Right. Yeah. That's why she's not just like being forceful. She's just like, this is me being reasonable.
Thanos, because obviously, if she had that dark hold, she would have realized, oh, this dude's a fucking plebeian. Erase.
Okay,
No
I didn't realize that she already had the Darkhold because she
That's
busted it out in she busted out the Darkhold inside of the temple. So I
Mhm.
thought that was when she obtained it. But,
No, because once you saw her hands that are like, you know how her hands are like black, her like fingers.
yeah.
That's basically the corruption of the Darkhold. So whenever I can't remember the whole movie, but if she's had that since the start of the movie, that's corrupted.
Yeah, that is how it happened, and it makes sense.
It's one of those Schrodinger cats thing where it's written by her because it's through her existence that it exists.
Yeah. That's a pretty good way of describing it. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very
all the way-
fun movie, despite the fact that it has like a lot of like iffy like parts. And personally, I enjoyed the way that Doctor Strange did whatever void walking, puppeteering, his like alternate self dead body. I thought that was just like, again, creative. The audience would not expect it unless you were already thinking about that. Like, wait, if he's in this universe, how is he going to interact with the other one without America? You know? And the movie doesn't really give you time to think about that. Twitter is a strange place. Wanda is right. Like, what the hell? And Thanos did nothing wrong, bro. Just like Griffith.
Yeah, they never.
Bruh.
But yeah, fucking Multiverse of Madness 4D, very fun. Not 4D, sorry. And I think that's kind of a problem though. Most of the MCU is like very meh. Like if I were to actually correlate my like whatever out of 10 rating of Multiverse of Madness, it's like, I don't know, maybe a 6, maybe a 5. Without the fun of 4D. With 4D, I honestly think it's a 9. And it's just a fun factor. You know, the writing doesn't become any better. The characters still die too soon. The stakes still feel like really dumb. And stuff like that. Before you end, talk about the ending with Bruce Campbell. Or just talk about Bruce Campbell. Yeah. So as me, someone who loves the fucking Spider-Man 2 video game on GameCube and Xbox and PS2, I love Bruce Campbell because he's the fucking narrator of those Spider-Man games. And he's especially prominent in, I believe, the only open world one, which is Spider-Man 2. I mean, there's also another Spider-Man game that's very similar to it. But to my knowledge, of the licensed Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie games, Spider-Man 2 is at the very least the most open, and therefore has the most Bruce Campbell. So it's the best. Like, fuck the swinging. The swinging is great, and no one can deny that. But the Bruce Campbell to game ratio is what makes the best, you know? He's in all the hints. He narrates every like beginning and end of the chapter. It's great. It's fantastic. And he's so self-aware in the game. The writing just really pulls it home, and his performance is fantastic. So when I saw him running the Pizza Puff parlor, or whatever, as a street vendor, you know, that was pretty fun. I was just like, hi! And then, of course, Strange puts that little, I'm going to call it a hex, even though he's not Wanda, I'm going to call it a hex on him. And where he keeps on punching himself, and at the very end of the credits, it shows him again, still at this street vending stand with the Pizza Puffs, and he's just a mess. He's still punching the shit out of himself because of the spell. He's just, just hitting himself in the face. And then he lifts his fist one more time, reels his head back. He's just like, it's over! And even I could put together that was a fucking Evil Dead reference, because that's the only other thing he's known for. So good. That's why it's fun. It's just a lot of fun, simple Easter eggs, and I would say that it's on the same level as Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's a fun film, even though it really wastes what it introduces with just not enough screen time. I still stand by the fact that Blah and his dumb backstory was garbage. Papa shot the ear off my friend. A word in my friend's ear. Fuck out of here. Damn thing should have died. You should have ripped the ear off crying and then been like, I'll always remember you. Would have been so much better. I mean, for fuck's sake. Kid Goku. Yeah, my grandpa died. When? Like 2 weeks ago. I pray to him in this Dragon Ball. That's a Dragon Ball. Shh. No, don't you know what the Dragon Balls are? Collect all 7, make a wish. Give me that. No. I'll let you touch my... No. Bulma was a hoe in Dragon Ball. I mean, at least she didn't know that, like, her underwear wasn't on when she flashed Roshi, but still. What a hoe. I mean, for God's sake, it ain't
She
even
was
stop.
just 14. She was just 14.
Was she 14? I thought she was 16. Nah, she can't be 14. She has to... Because Goku was 14. So...
He was like 11 or something.
At the start of Dragon Ball?
Yeah. 10 or 11.
I swear that Goku was like 13 or 14. I guess it depends. Whatever. Bruce Campbell is in Spider-Man 3's game only in the intro. And the intro to that game is still funny. Yeah. What else? I did briefly talk about my PS3 game collection. There's definitely a lot of games I could see myself commentating over, having a good time, like reminiscing over Transformers Dark of the Moon. That licensed movie game. I would say it was like a precursor to the Cybertron games. You know, like War of Cybertron and stuff like that.
Yep, I played it.
I would say that it's like gameplay-wise a precursor. Depends on whether or not you had like stealth mode or whatever you would call the vehicle mode, where you could also do the weapons, but then hold a button to start moving and accelerating. I don't know if that was in those War of Cybertron games, but honestly, really good game. It looks fucking nice. It's made by High Moon Studios, and it felt really like fun. The story mode had a lot of good set pieces, even though it was kind of just like relatively standard based mechanics. You know, if I had to compare the campaign to Call of Duty blows it out of the water. And I guess I could say the same about the multiplayer. But there was something very cathartic about like customizing your own Autobot or Decepticon, even if they used a pre-existing skeleton of just like another robot or another Cybertronian. It was a fun game.
I'm gonna need everyone to direct their attention to the little kill chat right there. My little plants that I just repotted.
I'm eagerly awaiting to see them.
It's in the cast chat. Sorry, whatever the current chat we're in is.
Gotcha. Wait,
Isn't that glass?
Let's see. How the hell can't I see them?
I don't know. I'm in the cat, like the actual voice chat channel, text channel.
Oh, that explains everything.
Sorry, I didn't know how to explain it. I was like brain farting.
Yeah, no, that's pretty. Oh.
So the glass jar moved over. The one in the glass, this first picture, the one on the right is the one. The darker dirt is the one I just moved over there. I broke the glass and just repotted that shit because it was not well.
Yeah, looks pretty good. I like those.
Okay, this is cherry tomatoes. I put these in my office because why the fuck not?
Yeah. My mother used to have a garden. I think Chicago's weather was not very kind to all of that, though. But yeah, they look good. I like them.
You gotta freeze protect them things like every other week.
Pretty much. We also used to have bunnies, but eventually our soil in our backyard, well, rather renovations and stuff, would eventually fuck up the soil and ruin some burrows. Haven't seen a rabbit in my backyard for like 4 or 5 years. I used to see them like literally going to the car, like, you know, going through high school. I was like, oh, never again. One day was the last day.
I wonder what happened to them.
Probably became roadkill.
Oh my god, I thought maybe like y'all buried them with the renovation or some shit, but no. even worse.
Yeah. Actually, the rabbits are surprisingly like decently like common. Just depends on the area. Obviously, they need more green and stuff, and in the lesser populated but still like decent neighborhoods, they have their own ways. I live in a more populated, safer neighborhood, but Jesus, you go outside on like a good day. Ugh, I'm blind. All these white people reflecting the sun.
Holy fuck.
It's like a German neighborhood, so we get like Oktoberfest too. So literally, just like 3 times a year, there's just going to be a time where like everyone is outside, and I just look, and I'm just like, I ain't going outside. Not unless I'm going somewhere. If I'm going to my friend's house, that's one thing. I ain't going outside just to be outside though. But let's see. Another thing that that's right, I was talking about the Transformers game. There's a lot of nice set pieces in the campaign. One of my favorite levels is when you're playing a Starscream and you chase after an airplane. It's been a while since I've last played the game, so I don't remember the story beats, but it actually acts as a prequel. Straight up a prequel to Transformers 3, which I thought was really nice. Because a lot of my licensed games were just like these half-true adaptations like Shrek 2, Spider-Man 2, even the Ninja Turtles games that I have of the 03 series that were produced, maybe developed by Konami, can't remember. But yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and TMNT 2, Battle Nexus, very, very fun games. The third one I think was like some Manhattan mutation, covered like the last bits of the show. But yeah, I would say that like that's right. I was actually building up to the fact that I not too long ago bought the Ultimate Stealth Triple Pack and the Hitman HD Trilogy for PS3. And I was going to try to get the Tom Clancy like a physical copy of Tom Clancy as well. Didn't really get to. I'm gonna see if I can do that one more time eventually, someday. Because I don't really want to just purchase everything digitally. I like physical copies. But the Ultimate Stealth Triple Pack has actually just a bunch of... It has Hitman... it has Deus Ex Human Revolution. Okay, yeah, that's a PS3 game. Thief, and then Hitman Absolution.
Alright, I'm leaving my office. I'm gonna hit the road now. I'm gonna hop off.
Understandable. Good to have you on the cast.
Yeah, good to be around. Alright, I'll catch y'all later, though. Have a good one.
Peace out.
See ya.
Peace.
Let's see. Hour and a half? Okay.
Get Ratchet and Clank. Which one?
You have Ratchet and Clank. Why am I still getting called? How am I still getting called? I could have sworn I clicked.
Bro, Ratchet and Clank is my childhood. How the fuck I should not have that? Original PS2 game, yeah. PS3 had the HD, yeah, the infamous HD trilogy with the bugs.
Yeah, there were definitely, I think because of Silent Hill's HD trilogy catching so much flack, or whatever it was, the collection, I was just like, so HD trilogies aren't good, or whatever, and I just like never really looked at many of them. And I guess that like kind of changed when Budokai HD came out. I was just like, huh. But I also just didn't realize how many other HD like ports and collections there were. So
Yeah.
I only had the Budokai HD collection for like so long.
Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, a lot of them.
There's a lot of good games for the PlayStation 3, and like some of them.
Unfortunately, not Tenkaichi.
Yeah.
A missed opportunity.
Bro, I feel like Bandai doesn't have like the rights to it or some shit. Or maybe like it's because the company dissolved. I don't know. It's still like Chunsoft. Like they're just Chunsoft now, as far as I'm like aware.
But the soul is not there anymore. Plus, they forgot the code or something. They mistook
They
the
pulled a
code
Sega.
anyway.
They pulled a Sega with
Yeah.
Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, then they forgot the code and they couldn't port it.
Like Prince of Persia, and that's another classic
Yeah.
series.
Trilogy, yeah. I have the Warrior Within and the Two Thrones because I have the only PS2 one, the original Prince of Persia.
I think one of
Probably
my
my favorite
favorite like experiences from a game. I mean, like, this is obviously excluding my like fucking favorite games, or just playing them makes me feel like I'm on where it makes just gives me the fucking surge, like I'm on Adderall. One of my favorite experiences that I've had in the game was when I was playing like Red Dead Redemption, and you know, I decided I'm gonna start this game. I'm not gonna use the in-game map. I'm gonna use the physical one that's in this box.
Oh yeah,
because it was the Game of the Year edition, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna like play this game with like the least amount of HUD as possible.
the dual map with the zombie one at the back. Yes.
Wait, what? Does it? How do I not know about this? Hold on.
Does your copy have like the zombie DLC?
It definitely does.
On the cover as well.
Definitely does not.
Oh.
I was about to say, how the fuck? And I was looking over here. I'm just like, nope, it's the blonde bitch that you first meet who helps you out. That's the back of this map.
Oh.
I was literally just like, what?
I have the Game of the Year with the Red Dead normal one and the zombie one.
Yeah, this is
It's
just
the
a
same
normal
disc.
copy of the game. I might have the Red Dead DLC. It's just a normal version of the game, though. Huh.
I think
guess
this is
it's
Game of
because-
the Year.
Yeah, no, this is literally... this isn't even the Game of the Year version. This is just... I guess it's just... No, you know what fucks me up? It's because it has the same fucking red box as every other Game of the Year. Fucking Fallout 3, Resistance, Fall of... Resistance was not a Game of the Year. Are you shitting me? No, that's the greatest hits, okay? Resistance was
Greatest Hits.
Greatest Hits edition. Which this still isn't. It doesn't say Greatest Hits. It's not like the reprint or anything. It just has a red box. But Uncharted 2, Game of the Year edition. Fucking Fallout 3. Arkham City's the only odd one out. But it's also...
Oh, I have that too. Game of the Year.
Yeah, ugh, the Arkham games are so good. Arkham City, honestly, the only thing that it needs is the fucking fear takedown from Arkham Knight, and then it's perfect. And to be fair, you can still kind of do the fear takedown, but the game just like kind of punishes you for it. Like, you can still plan and interfere accordingly so that you can take down like 3 guys at the same time loudly, but it's hard. Like, you'd have to throw like you'd have to throw a batarang to knock one down, electrocute another, freeze a 4th guy, and then when the like first guy that you're targeting is freaking out, he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" You knock him out, go for the electric guy, and then put him on the floor. Ground take down the fucking batarangs, dude, and then when the guy who got knocked down gets up, you fucking just like do the stun, beat down on him, 1,000 punches, uppercut, whatever's gonna happen as the finisher, and then the last guy is just frozen, so you're just like, huh. Yeah, it's a nice little ice takedown, which I do wish that the ice grenades were still there in Arkham Knight. I think that Arkham City has better gadgets. They're more involved. They're more fun. And even though Explosive Gel got improved, and there's like more gadgets that are really cool, do we really need a voice synthesizer? Oh, don't get me wrong, I like it. But seriously? And like, the way that you disable weapons by shooting something that looks like a gun, sure, that's cool. But we all know that no one uses the tracking mode. We're just using it as a disabler. And nothing is cooler than walking behind someone, hitting a button, disabling their gun, and then having them be like, "Ah, I found you, Bet! What's wrong with this thing?" And then they go like to punch you, and then you just counter them.
Yep.
Like I didn't find myself disabling weapons very much in Arkham Knight
City.
because
Oh,
Chillcast. Yeah, Big Owl. It's the Chillcast. Oh, I should have. Damn! I didn't say we were live. Well, rip in peace. Whatever.
bruh.
Yeah,
Did you
just
play
like
Origins?
no, I do have it borrowed from my friend though, and I should play it. I literally because I've been sick this past week with COVID, I didn't want to,
Yeah.
play too much just because I didn't want to infect too many surfaces. I'm thinking of definitely like booting that up ASAP and playing through it as quickly as possible
It's kind of
because
short.
my friend, mainly because my friend like wants it back.
Nope.
I believe it's a part of his father's.
Well,
collection,
enjoy it.
So, yeah. But what else can we talk about? I feel like there was more stuff that was mentioned.
Hmm.
12 said something or another. Are you even in here? No, he's not.
No, he
12
does. He's
said-
dead.
12 said something or another about reminding himself about the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, which is coming to Crunchyroll soon, I think. That shit's finally coming to Crunchyroll, which is fantastic. I was notified. Yeah, I only got like the notification off of Twitch, but man, I should have also sent the broadcast on the server.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
I
it's
may
been a
as
year,
well
so-
double back. True. I also gotta double back to what I was talking about. So in Red Dead Redemption, I played the game like super immersively, no HUD, and for whatever reason, I stopped when I got to Mexico. Probably because I was just like, where am I? But I need to play that game again. I have this habit with some games, it's very specific ones, where if basically the gameplay doesn't make me feel like I'm hopped on crack, then there's a 80% chance that upon a pivotal moment, be it near the end or the halfway point, I'm gonna just drop it somehow. I'm just gonna
Bruh.
fucking drop it. Like that's what I
And
did.
You dropped it. And you dropped it. Literally in the
did.
bed.
Yeah. But speaking of Crunchyroll, the subtitles for Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2 are in Spanish, but not English. Imagine.
Wait, what? Bruh.
But yeah, I was playing this whole like immersive bullshit, and I even have a cowboy hat, so I was playing like just with the outfit as well. I was just like, howdy partner. And it was fun. But
It is fun.
I will never forget my first thunderstorm because I didn't have a HUD to distract me or anything, you know? I was just like enjoying the game. I would do that with every game after I finish the story. I just drop it, I leave it be. Yeah. I am the opposite. Usually, if I beat a game, I'm just like, what else can I do? Please give me anything. And then I usually play it again. You know, it depends on the game, but like, let's say, I'm trying to think of like a good example, something that's not just like obvious, like a Zelda game. Like, of course you're gonna indulge in side content in a Zelda game. It's fucking Zelda. I guess like in Infamous, in both games, I was just like, I beat the main story before I beat all the side missions because I was just like, it's kind of railroading me through like the story missions. You know, it's making me feel like urgent. So let me do the story missions, and I would beat the games. I was just like, okay, yeah, that was good. And then I would do all the remaining side content. But no, yeah. So for Red Dead, my first thunderstorm was that I was in a train. I literally just like saw the train pull up, and I was just like, you know what? I think I will fancy myself a nice little train ride. See where this thing takes me. On these locomotives, they're quite fine and whatever bullshit, you know. But I was just like relaxing, enjoying the vistas. I was just like, yeah, sky looks pretty good. And I had like some video settings on, you know, just contrast was a little bit changed, the saturation was a little bit changed, and you know, I definitely had it feeling just like, basically when it was nighttime and I didn't have a light source, I fucking feel like I needed one, you know. But I was just sitting in the train car, and it started to rain. I was just like, oh, it's like my first thunderstorm. The black clouds started to roll over in the sky. And a lot of the time, I'll be impressed with like the details in the game, you know, like the way that horse muscles move when they run. It's like, damn, they got this sorted out on PS3. This looks so good. But the thunderstorm, I shit you not, I was there. I was actually fucking there. Where I had headphones on, so I was just completely immersed in the high quality audio, and the way that the lightning flashed, the way that the clouds were just so dark, and it was just like night. The absence of light helped hide any sort of like dated video game geometry that you might see during the day, you know? Like the lack of light made it beautiful because you would just see the silhouette of canyons or the train rolling by on the cinematic camera, and the lightning just sounded so good and looked so tame. Like it was so appropriate. And I haven't been like that impressed with basically a lighting engine since like Metal Gear Solid 5, which I still think has the best lighting engine and arguably graphics engine of any video game ever. Like Metal Gear Solid 5, for all the grievances I have, you turn off the HUD in that thing and just look at light sources and how they change dynamically. Holy shit. That game looks fucking good. So often, I can look at like a clip or a screenshot and be like, it just looks real. And it's not because it has the highest fidelity graphics, but because it has the most believable light. And it doesn't even have like ray tracing for like perfect reflections or anything like that. It's just like, it does what it does incredibly effectively. And for a fucking PS3 game? You shitting me? This like 2010 PS3 game to have a thunderstorm making me feel like I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5, to me one of the best looking games in terms of accuracy. Wow, fucking blown away. Any Batman game, or when the horse takes a shit. Yeah, realism at its finest.
I see you didn't play the zombie one.
You can see that I've played. Wait, I have played the zombie one?
Have you played it? Zombie.
No, I have not played the zombie DLC yet. I do have Red Dead Nightmare, though. I don't know how I own it, but I have it, so I can initiate it at any point.
Literally the same map, but with zombies.
That's funny.
And you need to save all the cities. Constantly.
Oh god.
If you don't,
it's like that system in Fallout 4.
The city's dead. It's not gonna be alive anymore.
Battlefield games. Yeah, Battlefield 4 looks great on PlayStation 3 as well. But at the same time, for me, a game's cutoff point is like, basically, is it available on the next generation? And not from an extended port, you know? So like, The Last of Us. Fine, damn fine, good-looking PS3 game, you know? And it later got ported, you know? Like, Wind Waker HD coming out on Wii U doesn't change the fact that the original Wind Waker looks beautiful. Because it's just like, the cell shading looks awesome. Period. Nintendo smashed it out of the park with that game graphically. Saints Row 3 or 2, there was a zombie mode for its time. I actually kind of missed out on the Saints Row franchise. Like, didn't really get to play it.
I never played it.
Played Resident Evil 4 with the Fan HD remaster on PC, and it looked goody good. Alright, goody good is a word. I do know of the remaster, or the Fan HD remaster that you're talking about. All the textures have been like just completely redone. The Last of Us Part 2, as bad as it is, looks good. Yeah, I can agree. It's a very impressive game. Although, a part of me is like, I don't know what it is about that game visually. I think it might be the character designs, because personally, I personally find the I guess the art direction of The Last of Us One to be stronger. Um, Ellie's face as a child looks better, looks more innocent because her eyes are larger, and it just gels with her model better compared to the more realistic take. I, it's interesting because you could say that I played oh, he's screaming like a girl and the zombies appeared in his face. But like, it's interesting because you could say that I played it in during like what, pivotal years or some shit. I think I played Last of Us when I was like 12 or 13. No. I had to have been like at least 14, because when Ellie said she was 14, I was just like, oh, that's my age. I was expecting her to say like 12 or some shit, but no. And you know, this is a curse, just makes jokes the same way I do. Oh, yeah, relatable character right here. She says shit. Listen to, oh, I listen to music. You know? But basically, when I was playing as Joel and playing The Last of Us for the first time, I was just like, yeah, I actually care about Ellie. I want to protect her. Just like on some wholesome shit. And when I look at Ellie's design, I still have that bit of a nostalgic feeling, that like correlation of just like, there's that great NPC. And I don't at all feel that for how they're doing the remake of The Last of Us Part 1. And I don't feel that for how she grew out to be either. Like, when I drew Ellie as a kid and as an adult, I had an easier time drawing her as an adult, but I think that's because as a child she had such carefully crafted, such meticulous parts of her face that were like large and spaced out in a certain way that it was pretty much just like very careful crafting. Like, you're creating a character design here. And then, like, in the future Last of Us games, it's kind of just not that. It's much more realistic, so she just sort of looks like a person. And I don't have any emotional ties because her character design has just kind of been strayed away from. You should play some of the Resident Evil games and stream it. I used to stream Remake 1, and then my computer shat itself. I should try. I mean, I'm either going to get a new laptop or get a new battery. When I do, I'm definitely going to go immediately back to streaming. But hopefully it's going to be when I have an actual schedule and I'm also employed. Because, let me tell you, being unemployed, man. But, yeah. Dude, I do like Resident Evil. Need to get you a Goodwill PC and save your Mac from hell. Yeah, at this point. We're all older than Spider-Man. It's kind of weird to think about. I mean, I've definitely grown older than other characters. Like Sonic just exists in this vacuum.
Hey, come on over and have some fun with Crazy Taxi.
I wasn't expecting that part of the song, excuse me. It was just a very, like, hey, come on over and have some fun with some Crazy Taxi.
I'm a Barbie girl.
But yeah, as far as like PlayStation 3 graphics go, Metal Gear Solid 5 runs on PS3, so whew, that shit just.
It's good.
I just got nothing to say. Like.
Sadly, the servers are dead.
Yeah, they recently died. It was this year, right?
This year, yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Sega Hire This Man Sonic game? Sonic Origins. I'll talk about Sonic Origins first because it's a little bit more topical. Sonic Origins. I'm just sad that they had to change the music because it feels like they didn't try. for the replacement tracks. And I know that the beta tracks and all that shit. You know, I know the lore. I'm a Sonic fan. Why does it sound like shit, dude? Like, why is it just ass? These tracks, what is Sonic Origins? Sonic Origins is an otherwise fine collection of the classic Sonic games, Sonic 1, CD, 2, 3, and Knuckles, which was basically DLC back then. So you get Sonic 1, 2, 3, CD, and Knuckles. Basically 5 games, but it's 4 games. And it's a modern collection. You can play them in widescreen and whatnot. And the big thing about the collection is that it doesn't really have much customization in the way of enjoying these games. It feels a little bit like slapped together because you pretty much pick your game to then emulate. Basically, you have a main menu, and then you have the game menus. When it could just be you boot up the game, and it's just like, okay, fine, you want to emulate the classic start screen, we can do this. But there's just a lot of basic quality of life options that would be in literally any other collection, including ones that Sega has made themselves. And it's just kind of not there, you know? And that's mixed along with a little bit of the price tag. You know, people feel like it's a little bit much. And, you know, other than the fact that, like, it just feels like it could be a better collection, it just, once again, feels like something that Sega rushed out for some arbitrary, like, anniversary. I've only ever beat 2 Sonic games, the first and Sonic and the Black Knight. Hey, Black Knight? I don't... Okay. I'm gonna say this very, very, very calmly. Sonic and the Black Knight is a video game that I don't enjoy playing. Otherwise, sick story. The first game is pretty decent. I think people give Sonic way too much flack because it's just like, I want to go fast, I want to go fast, I want to go fast. Okay, listen, going fast is literally based off of skill. And then when we do go fast, like in Sonic Unleashed, and then we just like, or some shit, you guys start complaining, just like, oh, dude, why, what? Why the fuck we go, like, dude, what's with the werehog? Listen, we can only have so much video game. You telling me if Sega didn't fucking give us a very functional and enjoyable combat half to the video game that, like, consumers wouldn't complain about it being only 3 hours long? Like, shut up. The werehog is good. The Sonic collection on PS2. Yeah, there's probably like Sonic Gems collection and shit like that. That's just essentially a better way to enjoy these games. The music in all Sonic games is fucking awesome. Some of it has been playing in this background track. It's a nice collection. Which, on that note, I may as well give a little bit of a shout out to Hotline Sawani. You know, generous enough to let anyone use his music and remixes. And hey, I'd be glad to toss any traffic I can your way. I also did not realize this was this song, so very, very incidental talking about the Sonic music. Hey, here's a Sonic Adventure 2 remix. Freaking Biolizard. But, yeah. I think the main thing about Sonic Origins is the fact that it's not the best way to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And that's what really makes it problematic. As a matter of fact, it's not the best way to play any of these games, but you wouldn't know it because, well, Sega definitely took off the other versions of these games from digital marketplaces. Most of them. You can still play Sonic 2 in the Sega Ages version, which is basically the phone version. Put on some Black Knight music. I would if I could, but my computer would probably explode if I changed the music right now. Let's see here. Talked about Sonic Origins. Yeah, it's rough essentially because it's not the best way to play any of those games. Sonic 1, CD, and 2 all have mobile versions, which are good. And yeah, like I said, Sega delisted. They took off the versions of their games that were already up, so you can't get Sonic 3 just on its own. At the very least on Steam. You do need a Goodwill laptop. Man, leave me alone. I'm trying. And as for Sonic as for Sonic Frontiers, I knew there was an O, I knew there was an F, but for Sonic Frontiers, I think that I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. I think everyone is like, momentum on rails. Bro, when was the last time you as a fucking player, actually used momentum in a Sonic game? Alright? Tell me that. When did you say, oh, thank God I get to literally stand still and spin dash up this hill? Like, you don't actually care. You don't actually care. Let's face it. First of all, you're obviously going to be able to gain speed and lose speed based on the terrain you walk on. That much is obvious. Just because it's not working the way that fucking Mario rolls down hills in Mario Odyssey, notice something. Mario doesn't get to move faster than he rolls down a hill just by moving the control stick forward. That's literally a reward for using unconventional movement. The reason why Sonic hasn't done that, Sega did an apology and gave the original trilogy for free if you bought.
Not Sega. The Rockstar thing.
So that was Rockstar. Okay, yeah, I just like missed out on some messages there. But yeah, basically, I don't really think people care all that much about momentum, because if they did, then why do they not care about like Sonic Adventure 2 just stripping you of the roll button? You can no longer just tap a button the way that you could tap down in the classic games to initiate a roll. No, it becomes the somersault. Like, no one gives a fuck about momentum. The Sonic fans just wanted something to complain about, because they're all a hive mind who can only think about one thing and have one emotion at a time. So when one of them is angry, all of them are angry. It's like, if momentum was why a Sonic game was bad, then tell me, why, pray tell, why is like Sonic Forces? Now hear me out, it's definitely an egregious case of lackluster momentum, but if you put Sonic, just, modern Sonic, whatever, it's not the classic bullshit, if you put him going downhill and you slightly move the control stick, he's going to gain speed much faster than if he was moving uphill with a full tilt. Like, that's literally how the engine is coded. That's just what that is. Sure, without any additional input, doesn't really gain speed at all. And borderline nothing feels like the classic games, yeah. But why would you just want to only have momentum? Like grinding up a rail, that's just convenience. Okay? There's a boost button. This is just to make sure that you don't need the boost, because we don't know how the boost is going to work. This is just to make sure that we don't need a potential resource in order to use a basic like function and transport. It's the same way how you gain speed by pressing the crouch button in Sonic Heroes. That game has loads of momentum. It's just that your acceleration is so fast that you don't need it. And basically, starting with Sonic Adventure 2, ever since they made using momentum more obnoxious, Sega already has been phasing momentum out for like the longest of times. No one really cares about Sonic Adventure enough to be like, oh yeah, that game and the way Sonic controlled, amazing. You could cancel your jumps so that you could have like whatever precise platforming, and you could just do whatever the hell you want. No one talks about it. No one. Most you get. Once again, a little bit of irony in the music there. Once again, most people say is like, oh yeah, Gamma had a good story. And that's it. And then they shit on Big's fishing. Like, buddy, it works better than Ocarina of Time. I don't know what you're complaining about. Ugh. Yeah, Sonic fans just, like, really like to complain about shit, as most Twitter communities do. So, I believe that the core appeal behind Sonic Frontiers is going to be that there's gonna be level design, and my main worries are just whether or not I'm going to have a reason to explore the world. Because if there's no inherent reason for me to explore the world, why am I going to like go out of my way to engage in open world mechanics, you know? Breath of the Wild was a really good open world game. Meanwhile, I think Skyrim, because its combat is just sloppy, I don't care to play like Skyrim. But you level up primarily through combat. Get hit, level up your armor or your shield. Use spells. Okay, well you're using the healing, so level up your restoration. Or you're dealing damage, so level up whatever other magic schools of magic you're using at the time. And destruction. It's all basically, in order to become stronger in Skyrim, you have to engage in shitty combat. Compare that to Fallout, where you could do quests and discover locations. The reason why I prefer that is because it's also shitty combat, but I could just press the VATS button and leave it up to chance. I was basically playing a turn-based like game there, alright? I really like the combat in Fallout 3, and I'm going to enjoy New Vegas if I ever play that, because it's like it's shitty shooting controls that kind of encourage you to use the RPG mechanics, and you don't have to engage in combat directly in order to use those mechanics. And if you want to, like, you know, level something up a little bit more because you think it's a bit low of a stat, you can do that. You can't do that in Skyrim. You have to literally focus down on the thing that you're going to be using, which just leads me to like min-maxing my level in very funny ways by letting like a Dwarmer automaton beat the shit out of me while I'm healing wearing light armor, or blocking with like a sword and then with a shield, and literally just healing myself. I've literally grinded by switching to the highest difficulty and just done that before. I would use a bunch of different spells, like, you know, give me a little stone flesh here. But yeah, I feel like Sonic Frontiers' biggest struggle is just going to be encouraging players to engage in the open world without it just being arbitrary things like, oh, well, engaging in it sucks, so you should engage in it so that you can get things that makes it suck less. It's not really all that great of an incentive. It should be fun, and you should provide more options to have fun. And the combat I'm a little bit worried about, because the parry is probably going to be an unlockable ability, as they've already stated that there's going to be unlockable abilities. Sonic Unleashed, you can unlock different combos in that game compared to not, you know. You could always upgrade your strength or your shield, or your life. You know, there were a lot of different things that the Werehog could be upgraded in, but I feel like the most fun thing was absolutely upgrading it so that you had more moves at your disposal, because the base combat was already fun. And part of that was because you had the shield cancels, so you could punch something, but like, oh no, you're gonna get attacked. Ugh, whatever, I'll just mash punch. And no, that's thoughtless. Shield. And then you have options from shield, like rolling or dropping it, and eventually you unlock attacks from your shield. And there are different juggle states, even with the very basic moves, which you can use to just knock the opponent away or break their guard. There was never a time where you didn't have an answer in the combat of Sonic Unleashed. And that's why I think people shit on it too much. The platforming, I think that it's easier to lambast the platforming, which was intentionally, like, I think it's not hard to control, but you don't have very good aerial mobility. But you also can, use your big old stretchy werehog mitts and just, latch on to ledges and stuff. So there was often like leniency in the early levels, and as you got used to controlling the basic jump and double jump, it's probably one of the few good double jumps in gaming, because it's not just a double jump. It's a course corrector. It's not the same as your first grounded jump. Yeah, but at any rate, game groups. Sonic Battle HD. When honestly, Sonic Battle kind of deserves a bit of a remake. There's a lot of old Sonic games that deserve the whole porting remake attention. I don't think Sega has the code to do that though. Rockstar removing older versions. Yeah, okay, so that's what you were talking about, Danny.
Yeah, the whole Rockstar Definitive Edition.
Yeah, just
bullshit.
hey, buy our new version. It's overpriced. Don't look at the old ones. I think that's just the stupidest thing that you can do, because you're pretty much admitting that you're essentially having a superior copy or inferior copy being made. Ooh, but what
A
if
very
people,
inferior
what
copy.
What if people look at the old ones and say, I want that one instead?
A very bugged.
Who the fuck are you giving this shit to, huh? Are you giving it to people who want a remake of the game, or who want a version of the game? Because let me tell you, anyone who wanted a version of this game probably already bought that shit, They're already owners of this. You doing that is just you admitting, yeah, you see, this port we made a long time ago is better, but we want money.
Better? There's more bugs in the remake than in the fucking OGs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how.
That's what I meant. I don't mean to change the subject, but have any of you or anyone played Spider-Man yet? The PS4 ones? I have. I played both of them. Spider-Man PS4 is a pretty good game. I think Miles edges out visually only. Yeah. I think it only edges out visually. Because even
Plus the PC version is gonna appear on the 12th.
Yeah, have fun with the gross Peter face.
Yeah.
I don't know why
People
they
that can
updated Peter's
play it.
face.
Yes, I like that. I like that face.
You didn't like the
before.
web? I like the web slinging because it's meant to be different. It's not meant to capture anything specific. It's actually meant to be. It's just actually meant to be cinematic and accessible, and to that I can respect that. It's like I'm trying to think of something. I guess it's like when a character automatically hops over ledges and stuff, instead of needing to just jump over every single one. I don't know. Now I'm only thinking about how much I hate the parkour in Assassin's Creed Black Flag compared to Revelations. Because in Revelations, it's just so active. You have different states, and you should hold different buttons at different times and switch between states. The climbing is and then Black Flag is just just move and press the fucking R1. It's come on, dude. You know what I think Spider-Man swinging is more like? It's more like Uncharted's climbing. Except you can climb everywhere, so it happens everywhere. That's what I think. It's really easy to use and definitely feels like Peter has been Spidey for years, but I prefer the swinging in Spider-Man Web of Shadows, even Spider-Man 3. I don't remember Web of Shadows having that, much for engaging swinging. And Spider-Man 3, I know, doesn't play like Spider-Man 2, so I'm just gonna say, I feel you because Spider-Man 2 is my example. But at the same time, I own the game, and I think that we just need to somehow find a way to, I don't know, get Activision and Treyarch. It's literally a movie licensed game. At this point, we would need to contact, Sam Raimi and, Sony and, I don't know, maybe for some reason contact Disney as well. Spider-Man 2, I haven't played in over a decade. Yeah, it's a good ass game. Has some nice, like, unique scenarios. And to me, the web swinging is perfect. Because it takes skill to use. I mean, Disney doesn't own Spider-Man, nor do they own the Sam Raimi films, so technically, you would only have to, like, contact Sony. Technically. No, yeah, you're missing out, Danny. I mean, in a way, everyone can enjoy it if they just, like, emulate it. And there is a way to accessibly emulate it. But, you know, that obviously comes with, like, the idea of piracy. And, illegal. It's like, it's just about whether or not the game is accessible. Like, if one day I can't, like, just buy a PS3 game off of Amazon, I'm probably gonna look into hacking and mod my PS3. And Sony's probably gonna be like, don't do that. We're gonna make firmware updates so you no longer do that. And I'm gonna be like, dude, I literally can't buy these games. You shut down, like, the store. I can't get them off Amazon. I can't do anything. You're not getting money. You're not losing money. And I'm just using my PS3. You know, it's like, that's the logic, basically. If you're not going to give me an accessible way to give you money, then I'm not going to give you money. It needs to be offered and it needs to be available. Yeah, I'm not going to push myself to fit your mold when I'm the consumer. You know? Sony's not going to make any more firmware, software updates. I find that hard to believe. Like, Sony has literally been pumping out, like, firmware updates for the PS3 for the sole reason to fuck up, like, modding and hacking. I modded my PS3, just make sure not to connect to the internet often. Yeah, I mean, like, that's pretty much, like, the easy way to do it. Download the Budokai collection, patch the original music back into it. That sounds great! What the fuck? Because, let me tell you, hearing some of the songs that I just heard from, like, a previous game, like, for Budokai HD collection? Nah. With Battle of Z, it gets the smallest of passes. I want to do it to my PS2. Yeah, I would recommend, like, honestly speaking, if you have once owned a system and you want to, like, either relive things because you don't have the games anymore, or because you know there's, like, more fun to be had with, like, potential modding, absolutely look into emulation, because if you've owned the game, then you have owned that video game, and at worst are doing a shortcut to burning the CD yourself so that you can use it privately. Cue the sad music. Battle of Z was hot ass. I don't know what you're talking about, Big Owl. It was fine, but it was, like, kind of hot ass to me. I think the biggest problem with Battle of Z was definitely the fact that it just didn't have very deep combat. The deepest part about it was just making an overpowered build with the cards, and that came down to the special cards. The music was good. The music was from Raging Blast 1 and 2, and a little bit of Ultimate Tenkaichi. The Sega Dreamcast failed partially because you could literally burn the game to a CD, and it worked. Yeah, see, that's like a reverse scenario. I'm saying, like, yeah, if you own the game, then you could do that. What the fuck, no wonder I like the music. Yeah, Dragon Ball games honestly have surprisingly good music a lot of the time. I mean, you wouldn't expect it. Just like licensed games. You know what actually misses out on its music, I think, most of the time? Borderlands. It can be pretty good. But sometimes it's like, I'm not feeling it. Let me put something on Spotify. And it's a great game to listen to Spotify shit to. Because the characters normally stay irreverent, you know? They usually stay comedic. But alas. You've never played a Borderlands game? They're pretty good. I think I beat pre-sequel first, then I played 2, then I played 3, and, you know, kind of swapped between the DLC of all of these, I think. Pre-sequel has the best story to me, and some of the best mechanics, because it actually makes the... I have them for free on Epic. Are they shareable? Hey bro, pass your
I share the
copy.
account. Yeah.
If you share the account. Actually, you might be able to actually share play them on PlayStation. I know you can't for Borderlands 3, but for 2 and pre-sequel, you might be able to share play them. Which it works because they do have good local multiplayer. It's very fun. Borderlands 2. Everyone loves Borderlands 2. I like pre-sequel better. That's like the worst and best thing that I can say, because I don't have any gripes with Borderlands 2. You know, I don't think it's boring. It's not like I hate the maps or anything. I think it's just, you know, decent. It's fine. It's good. I play Gage. You know, I like her stand, her robot stand, and yeah, it's a fun game. It has a lot of great DLC. But you've never played them, Danny? Jesus.
Nope. Never. Never in my life.
Let me think. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna talk about how Borderlands pre-sequel just has. You know what? I don't care about the purple. What is it? Slag. I don't dislike it, but I don't care about it compared to the cryo elements. Compared to the cryo elements in pre-sequel, I like the zero gravity and the slamming in the low gravity and the jump slamming in pre-sequel, because it provides, like, it basically gives jumping a purpose. Like, mobility means more in pre-sequel, and that's definitely part of the reason why I like it. You can have extra airspeed and then, like, stack that with, like, other movement speed, so then you jump and then you use the hover, which takes your oxygen, and that, you know, depending on how much oxygen you have in your tank, there might be a perk which is like, oh, more oxygen in the tank, more damage, more gun damage, but better speed after this. And there's so much build diversity that's oriented around elements and movement. And I played Nisha as well, so she was just perfect for me. Literally spam R1, okay. Like, I shit you not, she is my favorite character in most video games, just because I get to literally effectively do... Like, I get to just spam that shit. I get to go crazy. This is what I've been training for. Mario Party, Dragon Ball, they've all been leading to this moment. And she's so fun because of her extreme damage. And, it's just cool. You know, pre-sequel, I think, along with its story, is the superior sequel, especially because they balanced out the stores. I actually had a reason to spend money most of the time whenever I was playing pre-sequel. But it does have, like, the least, like, content, I believe, both in, like, the main story, and also I think it has super limited DLC. So, and that's the thing about Borderlands games. They're kind of known for their content. Like Borderlands 3, I haven't gotten through all the DLC. Same for 2. So, you know, it's just like, man, you know? What, and like I said, it's the music. I think the music almost like is a miss in those games, because sometimes it's real nice and ambient and it's decent, but it's so absent most of the time that you just end up listening to whatever you want to listen to on a modern console. And I feel like music in every game should be extremely memorable. Like Call of Duty Black Ops, go to the multiplayer, listen to that fucking dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. Doesn't matter if the fucking music like doesn't play in the game. That counts, alright? Go to the fucking zombies mode. It's good. It's memorable. That's what it is. I can't think of much music that's a miss in a game. Like, what about you, Danny? Do you have like music in a game that you think is like just a miss that you can't really like think about or enjoy?
Uh,
Like
Hmm.
literally,
like a tough, yeah.
literally,
tough
how
question.
can you think about? Is there the zombie song was my ringtone?
It's not really a miss, but it's just
Black
weird
Ops 2.
that with the Prince of Persia music, you get in
Really?
the first game is like Arabian and song singing like the women and stuff. Then the two is gonna becoming like edgy metal, fucking gothic, lewd women. And that's not really a miss, but I was like, what the fuck?
It's like it's almost a miss.
It's the music is good, but for a Prince of Persia game, I was like, what?
Yeah, because I played the first. Yeah, like you tripped me up. I was like Prince of Persia, because I played the first game some on GameCube, and I was like, "Oh yes, give me that Middle Eastern type of Arabian Nights." And then, I was like really enthralled by it. I was entranced by the game. I was just like, this is a lot more interesting than I was expecting it to be. I thought the mechanics were going to be where it was cool, but nah, this is just a solid fucking game. So when you said fucking Prince of Persia,
Like
I
it
was
turned
like,
into a metalhead goth, like grumpy guy. What the
Shadow
fuck?
was your first Sonic game? Ugh. God. Imagine being Oni.
Shadow. I
Shadow the
wish
Hedgehog.
I would play that.
No, you don't. I mean, I could literally toss you everything you need for it, and you could probably use whatever controller you want because it doesn't have any analog pressure. It doesn't use the GameCube. It's a multi-plat game, so it doesn't use the sensitive triggers or anything like that.
Well, that's a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Prince of Persia like went all edgy because of the time.
That's really
People
funny.
like were edgy. It like was in 2005 or something.
Yeah.
A lot of
Jack
goth, a
was
lot of
becoming
metal.
edgier. Yeah, it was a lot of like.
Shadow,
Ugh.
like Ratchet and Clank became edgy with the fourth game.
Shadow the Hedgehog, man. I've already talked
Shadow
about
the
this once
Hedgehog.
before on the fucking podcast.
Wish I played it.
Shadow the Hedgehog
Years
is
ago.
another like almost miss when it comes to a soundtrack. And it's definitely because you literally open up on Westopolis, which just sounds so grungy that when you replay this game and you hear that song the most, it's like in Sonic and the Secret Rings, where every time you go to the main menu, you hear it's an endless torn. Just the same fucking melody. You hear the same beginning of the song, Like, could you imagine if every single little moment you went back to a menu, it was just and there were like no backing instruments to really diversify the melody. Like, no, it's just strong fucking chorus, man. It's like for Shadow, that it was that problem for Westopolis. Jack 2 went edge, wasted my money on Jack 2. Would have been better if I got the
should have
first
bought.
one.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. A hard game. Like what the fuck? Another game that became edge because of the fucking GTA 3.
That's true. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 3 just kind of set the precedent for like, open worlds, do whatever the fuck you want, be mean. Oh man. It's been a minute since I've played this. I was thinking about it. Kind of like how I mentioned the music for Infamous. Fuck, you're so close to being correct, Owl. 'Cause it definitely, I get what you mean, because I can only really tell you, oh yeah, sometimes the music would be like, or just like when you die, it would be, it would be Among Us. Fuck. Every time you died in Infamous, you were just being sussy. Oh, shit. You need Dark Sonic from Sonic X? Ah, why couldn't Monkey Ball go edgy? Alright, you're going to the timeout corner. Fucking hell. But I also feel like Infamous... You know what it was? Whenever the main motif of Infamous 1 played, at the very least Infamous 1, because 2 did it in like a remixed fashion or rearrangement where it felt much lighter. I think it was still in the minor chord, but it was higher pitched and it wasn't as dramatic. But Infamous 1, with that powerful main theme, that's a fucking song, alright. And that melody has stuck with me like more than Uncharted's. And I've played both games really just about equally. Like, honestly. Uncharted 2. Swear to you, I've played it like just the same amount. I think I played Uncharted 2 more, actually. Granted, I also have Infamous 2. But I played Uncharted 3. Yeah, no, I really can't tell you. Mega Man Battle Network soundtrack. I've listened to some of those songs. You're correct there. Whenever Shadow screamed Chaos Control, he was just morbing. Uncharted, you mean that Tom Holland game series? God damn it. Ugh. But earlier I was looking at basically one of the most underrated PlayStation 3 games. Basically. Of course there's a pamphlet for the PSP in here. Now, only $170. This has a reversible cover? What the fuck? This is like the first game I've... What? Is this the first game to do this? No. This is... What? This is literally the oldest Wow. Anyways, very underrated PlayStation 3 game to me. Layer. No one talks about it. Probably because it started with motion controls and people hate motion. This is actually a pristine booklet. I'm putting this back. This booklet, I'm saving it. This quality is perfect. It has like a singular crease because of where. Oh my god. Literally just one crease. That booklet was amazing. What the fuck? God of War also has solid music. I can say that. Yeah, I can agree. You've never played Infamous, Danny?
Nope. No.
Yeah.
I only played the Rival, the prototype games.
I say Infamous 1 is pretty good. Very solid package. It has aged. It feels a little bit less like it aged, but it looks aged, you know, for sure. Like, it almost looks like it could have been on PS2, like it started on PS2, but a prolonged development changed it into a PS3 game, but they didn't want to redo, like, everything.
I doubt the PS2 would have handled the open world thing.
I mean, yeah.
Because they wanted to do that with the Prince of Persia 3, but that didn't work on PS2.
Yeah, no, you had to look like GTA 3 in order to pull a GTA 3. Like, I think Grand Theft Auto 4 almost looks bad, you know? I don't like the character models. I think they look bad. But they just kind of have to look like that in order for the open world to work out. Like, that's why open worlds are actually populated are hard to do, because, or at least back then. I need to restart my playthrough of Fatal Frame 2. Love the first game. Underrated horror. That's not stupid like Resident Evil 1. What makes Resident Evil 1 stupid? You just got jump scared, didn't you? I think Arkham Asylum looks still pretty good. The animations, like, I think it mechanically aged. Because there's
Yeah.
few things that you can do. Like, okay, you can stun someone. Why? I don't know. Oh, because they're wearing a red coat. Yeah. That's why. You have to stun the red coats. You have to vault over the guys with the tasers. The original version, yeah. I hate how you need a strategy guide to play the dang thing. I feel like that's just your fault. How far did I get through? I got through like halfway. And I was playing on the hardest shit too. I'll get back to that someday. Probably gonna restart. But yeah. If I ever get like an Elgato functioning, then hey, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna record my shit. Maybe it's gonna be fun to have and a deal edit my videos. Yeah. But the original Arkham Asylum, I think, still looks pretty good. It holds up very well. And it's only mechanically aged. So, like, you just don't have a reason to use some tools. Like, there's almost nothing is going to give you an opening to do the ground takedown. So you almost never use it. And in score attack, it's very rarely necessary as well. You know, in those trials and such. Arkham City, on the other hand, whew, opposite situation. You need to use everything in order to really min-max those scores, and it's fun. What else? That's right, I mentioned the layer. Something Infamous, that's right, you never played Infamous, Danny. The first game, very solid, very solid. It has a decent story, really nice twist at the end. And it segues into the sequel, very good. But the sequel, for everything it does better mechanically and visually, it kind of loses in a bit of its, I guess, charm.
Story mode, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit in charm and narrative. Arkham Origins is basically City, but with snow and fast travel.
Yeah, basically. Batman is green.
There was
He first
snow.
meets Joker.
I was trying to think of whether or not there was snow in Arkham City. I'm just like, I swear there was snow there.
No.
Yeah, there is. There's a bunch of
Where?
snow in Arkham City. It's in select parts. Like, it starts snowing in Park Row. It starts snowing in the Bowery next to Penguins. Obviously, the
yeah.
Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah, because of
And
Mr.
obviously,
Freeze,
Mr.
like-
Freeze is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It snows. Like, it's just ambient weather is snowing until you get to the fucking Foundry or whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot what Joker's territory is called.
Circus thing.
The Sonic Batarang
Fuck.
was not a useless item. It was a it was basically a decoy for you to use to lure thugs into you could lure thugs into a different area and eventually get an upgrade, so that would just be like a shock batarang if they were wearing the collar. And it was actually pretty nice. Soul Calibur music. Like opinions on it, or do you want to hear it? Because I'm definitely just like chilling with this music on here, so that you know, it's Hotline Sawani, you know, nice, copyright free. We're not gonna get fucking zoinked, Zuckerberged. I feel like
It's not like Tails helped.
That's true. I'm gonna have to like rethink his roles. Cause don't get me wrong, bro's fine. I'll talk to him any day of the week. But during a stream, you can't just come through saying a bunch of slurs and stuff. Obviously his thoughts are of his own. But like, I don't think Twitch cares if they hear the N-word and the hard R, man. Everything else, though, should be fine. Hopefully. You know, maybe. It was a previous song. I was asking if it was Soul Calibur. I don't believe so. I don't believe Hotline Sawani has done Soul Calibur remixes yet. Or at all. He's done some Nintendo, some obviously Sonic, and clearly with Crazy Taxi, some Sega stuff. Now I wish I remembered the last song so I could have told you whether or not it was a Sonic song. Probably was. But yeah, that's right. Before the infamous tangent, I was gonna be like, Lair is super underrated because it's a game where you pilot a dragon straight up. Like, you can be on the ground as well, but you're let me phrase this correctly. You do not get off the dragon in this game. You basically are the dragon. And it's actually got a pretty good like story. Like, it's interesting in this world of dragons and like knights. It has a very strong aesthetic and it reminds me a lot of that one, I think, Mega Block series, but it was like dragons, fire, and ice. And I feel like I'm the only one who's watched that movie, like me and my brother. A dragon? I need to download it. Shit, I hope you can. Lair for the PS3. Maybe you'll be able to play it on some PS Now service. I'll become Donkey and fuck the dragon leash. You sound like one of my friends. It's free or plus. Yeah, like I said, maybe it's on PlayStation Now. I don't know if it is. Hey, gotta love this song.
When is the remastered JoJo game coming on PC?
I have no fucking idea. All I know is that now I still want to get the version on PS3 because apparently they're saying "fuck you" story mode, and I don't want to deal with that. Stub. I want to play the story mode, or at least see the story mode. I guess like technically you could watch a walkthrough of it, but why remove an entire mode? Just removed, really? It's supposed to be a fucking remaster.
Release plan to September. That's gonna be the release date. Poor Chibi.
I mean, that's stuff I know because nothing to talk about. I know nothing about. Okay, let's see. How long has this stream been going?
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah, almost a decent 3 hours. Well, without any other burning topics to address, I guess there's also the fact that this is coming up to be the 6th anniversary of Chill Hub on Amino. And shit, dude. 6 years on Chill Hub alone? We also have Chill Anime? Like, man, it's been a long fucking time. Like, the Great Storm, Anime Multiverse, and...
It's almost 10 years.
Like, Thundershot 69's website, too. I've met a lot of people off of Place and Backplane. And Amino, more people came through, and then, moved over here to Discord, because it's not going to burst into flames or shove advertisements in our face.
Yep.
Yet.
Yet.
Not yet.
Welcome, Saturn. Or however you would
Talk
like to
about
introduce yourself.
Evangelion with me. What do you mean there are no more burning topics to discuss? There's so many. There's so many cursed things we need to talk about.
I disagree.
No, I completely agree because let's talk about.
We got 10 minutes until this mix
My
ends.
Hero and their fandom. Isn't that?
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
topic
I thought you were
to
gonna
talk
let me talk about the spoiler. I was about to scream it. I was gonna be like,
I
"Ah!"
already know, and I think it's so funny.
Yeah,
I think
good.
it's hilarious.
Good riddance. Even though I don't even like watch that show, I gave it 9 episodes. And I was
He
just
didn't
like, I'm
crank the
done.
Soldier Boy, to be honest. That's why he died. Cause everyone's so mad about people making fun of it. They're like, "You're not funny." Yes, it is funny. It's so hilarious.
Honestly,
It's
though.
so hilarious. Especially because all of like the 30-year-old women are like, who are waiting for him to be 18. Well, guess what? He's not going to be because he's dead.
Oh god, the character's actually aged. How many years have passed in that dumb show?
Like 2 max, I think.
Ah. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But he's not gonna be 18, that's for sure.
You
Like, that
sure
probably
about
won't
that?
stop him, so.
You sure about that?
I really hope so.
He will be magically
certainly will.
revived. He will be magically revived.
Probably.
There's no
By
way.
what?
Because
Okay,
he's the
hold on. Did we
number
already
one
disclose that
favorite
this spoiler?
character.
Did we already disclose the spoiler? Like, did we already say? I mean, we're saying he and stuff like that, and we're already saying he's popular and everything. Did we actually say the name yet, or should we keep it a mystery?
Bakugo.
Ah, well,
Katsuki
there it goes.
Bakugo. Oh my god.
I doubt he's gonna die. He's the number
Dude,
one
I need.
favorite.
Why they could make Nightwing die, but they
He's-
couldn't make.
He's the number one favorite. He was.
I don't care.
he-
That's why he needs to.
The fans
go.
like him more than Deku.
Well, let's
That's
talk
why.
about
Bro's
something
heart stopped
actually
beating for a
relevant.
reason. He needs to leave. He needs to leave.
Nah. He's gonna
We
be
talk
alive.
about Evangelion.
That's not
Let's talk
relevant.
about
I
Evangelion.
don't know anything about it. It's not relevant.
What do you mean you don't know anything about that?
All right,
so
Shinji
not
jerks off
cool.
onto an unconscious woman. There you go.
That is part of it, but that's not the part I wanted to talk about.
Get in the damn robot. You're God or something. I don't know.
One of them is like
One of you is God. Get in the damn robot.
2 out of like 4 are God.
Well, we've got... Oh, wow, that's actually pretty funny. Less than 5 minutes before the song ends. So, to be completely frank with you, I am aiming to wrap up this chillcast. You came in very late.
Because I don't like people, and
Would
there
you
were
like to
too many
introduce
people in
yourself
here.
a little bit more formally?
Me?
Hey, if you would like to. The question was, would
I
you
have
like
to introduce myself? Do I have to?
I said your name once. I don't know what the hell you want to be called, though. Violet.
How do I
Anyone
do
else?
it? I don't introduce myself.
what? Hi, my name is... like, come on, you have a brain.
My name is.
No. Both. I'm the most awesome person in the server.
That's not how you
For
introduce
real.
yourself.
What? That's very important, though. I'm.
Slim Shady.
You. Both of you call me 2 different names. What's my name? What am I supposed to say?
Whatever you prefer. I'm gonna
don't
call you whatever the
know.
fuck I want. Well, then make up a new one!
A new one!
At this point, I'm just gonna start
My
calling you
username.
Weeb.
My username is chill bitch because I don't have an imagination.
You female
And
Deadpool.
everyone calls me different things, and I'm the. Wait.
Oh, it's either
No, I'm
Dragon
the
or
most
Doom
awesome
Eternal.
person in the
Like, I'll get Doom
server.
Eternal, I swear.
I'm also the youngest because everyone here is old as hell.
Well, chill, I'm only
There
47.
isn't weird people here, right?
I
God, I'm
fucking
just-
hope not.
I'm just 2,000 years old. Gee.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Oh
Are there
my
weird
god,
people
chill
there?
bitch is a girl.
What?
Mind
So
blown.
rude.
Question
No way,
marks?
that's real. You're making it up. You're making it up. You're
That's
making
what
it
Big
up.
Al is saying right here.
Big Al said
No,
it.
you better show me. There's no way
Y'all,
they're
I'm
saying this
420.
about me.
Dude, being 420 years old, I remember those days. Whew. That was really nice. That was fun. I got to hang out with Snoop for the whole year. He's a good guy.
What it... V, there's no way they're actually saying these things about me. If they are, I'm going to cry.
That's what,
Big
that's
Al
what
said
Twitch
it.
chat's saying. Big Al say he's in the server too, so.
Are they saying that? I'm not in the Twitch thing. I never use Twitch because why would I?
Oh my god, I'll take a screenshot already. Even Big Al was like, I'll screenshot it.
You're gonna lie to me. You're gonna lie to me.
Yeah, sure, I would lie to you about Twitch chat, of course.
You're being rude right now.
You're being rude
We're
right
not.
now.
Right now? Always, actually.
I'm not always rude.
Yeah.
I'm always based
Yeah.
and red pilled. Nah, I can't say that shit with a straight
OMG.
face.
Of course, Owl said that.
I'll even post it in the Discord. I already got you, Al.
Post it? No, what?
Post his screenshot in the Discord. His screenshot of proof saying that he's like, oh, chill bitch a girl? 3 question marks, mind blown. Anyways,
What? Why
underrated
are we talking about female
PS3
Deadpool?
games is up. I don't know, Big Al posted it. Now you can see for yourself.
Well, like, it'd be
Underrated
different
PlayStation
if
3
he was
games,
like
though,
a random
Danny.
guy. It'd be
He
completely
could be a random guy. He technically is a random
it's
guy.
not.
Do you know his
It's
hair
a-
color?
He's a guy, but he's not random.
Do you know his hair color?
It's definitely
He's a random
something.
guy.
He's a nice random guy, though.
You're not a random guy to me, Big Al, but yeah, fuck, I haven't seen y'all talk.
I'm
Well,
too
actually,
shy
that's false, but still.
to meet people, so you know.
I try to be
You
nice.
actually sound like a person. OMG, you sound like you have enough sleep.
I take offense to that.
Well, I'm
Bruh.
sorry, but the last time I talked to you, you sounded like you were running off 20 energy drinks and 1 hour of a nap.
That's probably because I was running off of neither of those things, and I was awake
You were
for like
running
24
off
hours.
of the empty hole in your heart? Question mark.
Where my heart used to be. Because if there was a hole
Where
in my
is
heart,
yours
I would
now?
be
Did
dead.
it run away?
I don't even have
Where
a
did
heart.
it go?
That shit got
Where
like,
did it go?
I don't know. I think I ran too fast one day and like it just kind of slipped out my ear.
Out of your ear? Why was it in your head? It's supposed to be in your chest.
Well, when you're running fast, that shit's gonna. It's like trying to catch up with the momentum.
It's not gonna go up.
It's not gonna go
forward,
down.
right?
If you actually had something loose, and it was like literally
So
in
basically
the
you're a
center
shrimp?
of your gravity. What?
Because
Listen, I know I might be able to
the heart in
fry.
the head.
God damn it. I might be able to fry some rice, but come on now.
What if I draw V as a shrimp? I think that'd be so hilarious.
That would be hilarious and original.
It so would be. It'd be
Well, with the music
so
over.
haha funny.
All right, we can
I'm
do
so funny.
either one of two things. We could theoretically split this episode off here and now have a separate series of tangents as we kind of softly celebrate the 6th anniversary of Chill Hub, which is going to be August 26th. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do then, but shit, it's going to be something. And
Are we still gonna do the thing after this where it's just a regular?
yeah, probably.
thingy?
I don't have anywhere to specifically go. But we can either end this episode off formally, split it, so we still end it, but then technically start a new one, or you just kind of keep on going, meandering about. I personally believe that since
About
it's gonna
what?
be
I could go on
see
about stuff.
about what,
like,
there you go, about what. So we should
hold on.
end this episode before we
Wait,
meander
I
for
have
too
stuff
long.
I could go on about. However, I won't explain it in a way people can understand.
That just
Because I just say random
movie.
words together and they don't make sense.
is the first time I've spoken with Chill Bitch. That's
What?
what I thought. That's what I thought was the case. Big Al just said that this is like the first time he's spoken to you. Better go on about
No.
stuff, guys. Listen, either
That's
this
not
episode
true.
can end right now the way it is, and then this can be uploaded to YouTube, and it's just gonna be a 3-hour podcast, or it's gonna fucking extend to 6 hours. I know this. I know this lass. She could go on forever.
I've talked to him before in the vent channel. Does he not remember?
And I think he might. I think he does remember. But it doesn't count. That's why he puts "speak" in quotation marks. Because it's an actual conversation, not just like advice.
Where? Where?
Oh my god, Twitch chat, my chat, fucking my Twitch.
Oh, you should have told me. I'm looking around in other channels like, where is he saying this?
Another
And
chat.
it's not even in the app.
That's why we said we'll fucking take screenshots.
And then you don't send them. You're like, oh yeah,
And he sent one too. Again, he did it again in the hub.
he needs a movie about me saying stuff. I could make that happen for sure. For sure, for sure.
Okay. Well, before you let that happen, I think it's going to be best to cap this episode off at the 3 hour mark, just about. And instead of waiting 10 minutes to do so, we can just split it here, and stream will go dark for like a few seconds before we come back live, and we can just continue with either another podcast episode or just ramble. Doesn't matter to me.
Isn't it the same thing?
I mean, shut up.
Can I just go to the chill VC and wait for you, since there's a lot of promise of ending the thing, but it's
I mean,
not actually
technically,
happening.
yes.
Technically, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, nothing is stopping you from going to another voice channel where I'll eventually
No
join you and continue
shit,
to
but
stream.
I'm saying, are you guys gonna be there?
I
wanna
don't
wait there
have anything to
forever.
do. Maybe I'm gonna eat. Maybe I'm gonna take a snack break. I don't know. Okay,
A break?
a snack
doing
break. Oh, geez, excuse me
Yeah?
for needing sustenance. I like to consume matter. Okay.
You like to consume matter? What type of matter?
Solid
Dark
matter.
matter? Concentrated dark matter.
That's also pretty tasty.
Gray matter.
Really?
It's y'all live. I'm just here for the ride. All right. Well, that's very understandable. That's what they all say. You gotta. Okay. If I say
Why
something
did you do a
in
little cowboy accent?
because he said y'all and ride. Of course, we're gonna pull
I
a little bit of
say
southern.
y'all, but I don't sound southern.
I say y'all as well, but I say y'all like a fucking Chicago man or a New Yorker.
I forget, there was one specific word. Yeah, spider. You don't say spider, you say spider. And I think it's really funny.
Spider.
Spider-Man.
You think I don't say
No,
spider?
before when you were saying Spider-Man, you said Spider-Man.
I'm probably said it's not always about the money, Spider-Man. But
No, you weren't doing a little voice. It was your voice. And you said spider.
I disagree.
I know what I said. I know what I heard. That's it.
I mean, clearly you don't know what you said.
I know what I heard.
Oh,
What have you?
It's not always
Danny,
about the
go
money,
into-
Spider-Man.
Shh. Go
It's always
into
about
the
the Mets.
chill
Yeah, let's go,
VC.
baby. The Mets. Let's go.
Wait.
Danny, go into the chill VC
Wait.
because I don't want to look
Wanna-
stupid waiting for you guys.
Boone asked if you were still on.
Yeah. So
Technically,
let's
no.
Let's split the episode here. Okay. Good.
Yep,
Good night.
let's
Good.
end
Good
this.
shit. Have a good. That's
Good
the wrong
night.
one. There we go. All right.
Good
have
evening?
a splendid evening, folks. If you're watching this on
Ew,
YouTube, be
why
sure
do
to
you
like and
sound
subscribe.
Ew. You sound like a
Like a white
a
man.
married youth minister at a Christmas party. Have a splendid evening, you guys.
I said folks, but all right. Say a
No,
bunch of
it's
untrue
so
bullshit.
funny.
Let's see you next year. Probably.
When I'm 18, which is in 5 years.